Alright, this is just to provoke some thinking. And get the fidget spinner there. I got my globe. Now, just use your brain a little bit. You know, with what NASA tells us and everything. Now, I put Antarctica on the top, tilted that way, because who's to say Antarctica isn't actually on the top?
Okay, well, welcome to the show tonight. We're getting right into it because we have so much to get to. Think logically, they say. Because NASA lies to us, they say. And then something about a fidget spinner in Antarctica? Well, what are you telling me? What are you trying to show me?
And, you know, everything else is in the bottom. Like, the land down under is actually the land above. Because according to this model, it really doesn't matter. Up should be down, and down should be up, with one very big problem. The old compass.
Okay, wait. Up should be down, and down should be up. One problem, the compass. That's just not how it works. Obviously, this clip exposes the education of the flat earther, the school level, right? You ever heard of the term school level? Like the grade in school that you reached before leaving school and becoming adult and stop educating yourself. Yeah, I think it's around a 3. Great. We'll start at grade 3. We might work our way up or down based on that.
Yeah, put a little thought into that. A compass has to be level in order to work correctly.
Level is not the same thing as flat. What is going on here? This is getting worse and worse, y'all.
Another thing to note would be when something's spinning like that, it adds resistance.
Wait, you're checking some kind of spinning and some kind of resistance with this? What?
So, for one thing, no one can explain the reason why water isn't spinning off of the planet.
Oh my goodness. If you think water should spin off the planet, you need some help. So I started thinking, what's up with these evil fidget spinners? And I realized this. Reload, damn it. Come on, start playing. Here we go.
Hey kids, have you heard about the newest fad? Fidget spinners! They are hip, they are cool, they're everywhere in the schools. People use them to impress others and even to get dates with girls. But are they evil? Besides the fact that there are countless blogs, Reddit articles, and other postings on the internet that say that fidget spinners are evil, taking over America and brainwashing our kids, the fact remains that fidget spinners can be used as weapons? There has been research conducted that if fidget spinners are used as some type of trap or a device to trip somebody, that the spinning will attract the person's foot to the fidget spinner. 1 out of 10 children that spin a fidget spinner can become hypnotized and want to kill celebrities or other famous people.
Must kill Tom Cruise. Must kill Tom Cruise. Must kill Tom Cruise. Must
Like Tom Cruise is dead. Some kid played with a fidget spinner and killed Tom Cruise, man. Like, seriously, he killed him. Not only that, but some kids are hypnotizing their parents with fidget spinners.
Tried to kill Tom Cruise and now he's in jail. So how are we going to get him out?
Well, we need $1,000 for a bail money. We need to pass him on.
Good idea. Let's go try.
We've been so small, we need $1,000.
I'm not giving you guys $1,000. Okay, I'll give you $1,000.
Besides the fact that the fidget spinner contains the ancient symbology of the Freemasons and other occultic people, like the pyramid.
Okay, you crazy YouTuber. None of that. We got stuff to do. Let's go. Welcome to the show. This is UNIRock Live. It is, that was our intro. This is Friday, September 20th. It's Friday, y'all. Hey, we all get to hang out on a Friday together live. And we got a lot to go through. I'm going to get right into it. The after show, as always, will be hosted on dlive.tv/UNIRocktv. Thank you to everybody that came over last night. We had a really big show there. And thanks to everyone that helped us to get over 1,000 followers. We've only been there for a little bit. It's crazy that that's huge for DLive. DLive's a brand new network. So we've got some crazy things to look at, as always, because this is the live show at the end of the day. We usually are live every night, where we're going to show you all the crazy stuff that's happening across YouTube and filter it down so that you don't have to go digging around every day. If you want to stop by or if you want to watch the replay, all the crazy will be right here. And I found that there were some experiments going on, and I still don't understand this experiment with the fidget spinner spinning under the earth and what it means. And, but one thing that it definitely did, it showed me how flat earthers really think. This is something I would have done as a 6-year-old. And I'm not insulting them. It's great if you want to learn, ask questions, and do things now that you're an adult and further your thinking. It just goes to show that level of disconnect that's there. And maybe if we start trying to realize why that level of disconnect is there between some people and us, and what we think, what they think, and how we look at the world and the earth and how they do, maybe we can help educate people and show them that it's not a question of conspiracy theory or something being hidden from us. Yes, there are conspiracy theories out in the world. There are some that are unsolved. There are some that have turned out to be true. There's a lot of them that are fake, though, because of the kind of market for conspiracy theories that have started on the internet, and I love them. You know I love a good mystery. My whole main channel, 40,000 subs, is all about mysteries. But then again, this is something different. This is something we should try to work towards resolving, because there's a definite answer between whether the earth is a globe or whether it's flat, and it's easy to see the truth. It's easy to find it. So, as I'm watching this video, I start to notice that I, as a kid, would have grabbed the fidget spinner, spun it around, put a globe on it, grabbed the compass, started talking to one of my friends, and said some things like this.
No one can explain why there's no resistance. No one can explain why.
Well, there's no resistance because the fidget spinner is spinning on ball bearings, my friend. Those are bearings in the fidget spinner that make it to where it continues to spin. It's a function of the fidget spinner.
And certainly the Big Bang Theory doesn't explain why compasses don't work sideways.
Yes, the Big Bang Theory does not explain why compasses don't work sideways, because the Big Bang Theory has nothing to do with compasses. It's on a scale so much greater than anything that we could even imagine with our own minds. Why would you even ask that question?
I don't know. I'm not trying to tell you what to think. I'm not trying to tell you the earth is flat. I'm just saying, think for yourselves.
I have thought for myself. Ever since I was a kid, all the way up to now, I've challenged my own thinking a million times. The earth is definitely not flat, and you could be doing so much more with yourself. You could be doing so much more with your life if you weren't chasing down this rabbit hole. I mean, hell, who's to tell you what to do? You could go down a million other rabbit holes. You could solve a mystery. You could solve a conspiracy theory. I've solved many of them from this very computer. So get off of the flat earth crack and get out there and do something with yourself, in my opinion. I think you'll find out that things are not what you think they are, not how they seem. But in that whole manner of thinking where it comes to flat earth and playing with kids' toys and fidget spinners and kids realizing things about the shape of the earth, and I found this video and I want to share it with you, and I hope you'll go subscribe to this channel, like the video, and watch the future videos that come out, because this is just published by a kid. I think he looks like a teenager, and yeah, it's really cool. So take a look. By the way, this all is from today. Everything I'm showing you is from literally today. Okay.
Hi everyone, welcome to
Real Truther News. I'm your host, Disney Channel Type.
And I'm your other host, Uncanny Disney Channel Type.
Today, we have a pressing issue.
This new photo of a black hole.
Right, this is a new photo of a black hole, according to NASA. This is the first real image of a black hole. But as we went over last week, NASA has a history of faking their images.
Now that tools like Photoshop, Facetune, and Deepfake are readily available.
Okay, get out of here. So that's I shared the link to their channel. The male there in that video is the owner of the YouTube channel, and he's putting out videos and making fun of flat earth conspiracies and craziness, and with the skits that he puts out. And I think it's pretty funny, so I'm going to share the channel with you, and hopefully he's only got 20 subscribers. First video he's put out. Help him out. He's pretty creative. He's good at editing and good at writing. If you listen to the jokes, and I don't want to copy his video, and that's why I'm not going to play more of it or anything, go there and watch it. Go hook them up. They, they definitely are doing a good job. I think I like how they're mocking the flat earth and find it ridiculous. And they're probably of the age that would be collecting fidget spinners. You know what I'm saying? Then you got flat earthers literally trying to use a fidget spinner in their weird flat earth experiment in their backyard. And then I stumbled upon this video today. Flat earth equals one word. And I wasn't going to play this for you. I wasn't even going to play it. I don't even think it's that interesting. I don't think it's that funny. I can't stress a point with this video. Typically the things I try to do with my show, but he's got me stumped. And we're going to figure this out.
So this question is for the retarded flat earthers. So global climate. How do you paraphrase or phrase or word that reality? How would you do that? What would you call it if the earth is flat?
Busy, don't start laughing right now.
I know. Humor me, okay?
Okay, he says, global climate, what would you call it if the earth was flat? And I don't have my viewer count. I always turn it off for D Live. Okay, there it is. And global climate. And I said to myself, what in the hell are you talking about? So, looking at his channel really quick here, you notice that synopsis to what? Faith is rationality unfalsifiable. Responding to flat earth comments. I'm God. Below in description. He likes to kind of troll and challenge. And I think he thinks he's pretty... Oh, he likes One Punch Man. One Punch Man's a pretty good show. If you haven't seen it, check it out. But then again, I don't understand this video whatsoever. What word are you speaking of, my friend? Am I too unintelligent to get what you're saying? And I scrolled down, and I found this. It's a mystery. It's a conspiracy. I'm just kidding. You cannot have a spherical shape without curvature. We are told the Earth's surface is over 70% water. The curvature rate of 24,000 miles in circumference sphere would be approximately 8 inches per mile squared for at least 200 at a time. Spherical geometry is calculated for you here. There is no evidence of this or any curvature over water. And he hearted the comment. which made me think that he's a flat earther. And it just doesn't sound like that. But in order to solve the mystery, the reason I'm playing the video in my show for this tiny little segment, what is one word that equals flat earth that has to do with global climate? You tell me in the comments. I'll ask you later. Think about it, and we'll get to it later. All right, so let's move on to this clip. And after this, we're going to get into some serious subjects, but we're still going to just, you'll understand. So I was stumbling out on the internet, and I saw this channel that uploaded today, Shauna Hariath, and then I realized I've had her on the show before, and I think she was out in her backyard. If you guys remember, this might have been months ago. We do so many shows because it's nightly, and we have so many different people that we look at little clips from. I forget sometimes. Anyway, though, it kind of, I got a little bit curious when I read Flat Earth Twins take the Bible literally. So take a listen.
Hi, I'm Shauna, and this is my sister Shannon, and we're the Flat Earth Twins. We just wanted to talk about how we take the Bible literally, and some of the people I've talked to recently.
Okay, so they're twins, and they both believe in the flat earth, and they're flat earth twins, and they take the Bible literally. Doesn't the Bible mention a sphere? Doesn't it say something about the curve of the earth at one point? I thought it did. I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong. I don't know.
And in the past have asked me why I'm a flat earther, and
I'd love to know that. I want to know. In fact, I'm going to try to get a flat earther to come talk soon that will let me understand why they're a flat earther. I'm not going to give my whole spiel right now, but you've heard it before. We're working on it.
They are astonished that I'm a flat earther, and I've been a flat earther for 4 years now.
Yeah, I'm astonished that you're a flat earther. I am truly astonished that in 4 years, no one has sat down with you and showed you how you're wrong.
And there's nothing wrong with taking the Bible literally. It's actually very important.
Well, there is something wrong with doing that. It depends on what version you're taking, and there are entire degrees of study around what it says, how it's translated. It's not just written like you read it. It's actually written completely in a whole different language, where when that language was spoken, certain words, certain phrases, certain things meant completely different things. And there's a lot of debate on what those specific verses can mean. So I would say you got to be, if you want to take it literally and you really want to study it, you should go to college. You really should go to college and take a sit down and hear what people have to say. You'd be surprised at how much information's there.
The Bible is the truth, and Shannon and I both know that. And I became a flat earther first, and then she became a flat earther because of me.
What does that have to do with your religion, though? Because you're talking about the physical world, and then you're talking... I'd like to know that, too, but maybe she'll answer me.
And
I don't consider myself a flat earther.
You're a biblical cosmologist.
Absolutely.
My sister.
Okay, so you're... Wait a minute. That means you're not Flat Earth Twins. So who's in charge? I bet she's in charge of the YouTube channel. She's writing the titles, right? Because truly, you should be called the Cosmologist and Flat Earth Twins. Or maybe like the twins. One's a flat earther, one's a cosmologist. Am I being too picky? Am I nitpicking? I do nitpick sometimes. All right, I'll let it go.
There's a biblical cosmologist.
And I think that the Word of God and the Word in the Bible is the most important thing. And any advice that I give to somebody in my life, or any advice that I...
And some of us have certain things that we can give to the truth movement, and some of us...
Oh, the truth movement. Now, that's getting into completely different territory there, but you now have piqued my attention.
Have things that they are still lying about in the truth movement, and the point is the most important thing is we all are a different piece of a puzzle. We all have different things to offer.
Where are we all? Okay, well, let's think on her philosophical questions. Are we all different pieces of a puzzle? Do we all have something different to offer? Yeah, we do. I'm with you.
And we're in a battle, and Led Zeppelin said it best.
We're in a battle. Okay, maybe, sure. Just to stay alive, right? Did Led Zeppelin say it best? I don't know. It depends on what Led Zeppelin said. You're going to have to tell me.
Sing as you raise your bow, shoot straighter than before. Then as it was, then again it shall be, though the...
Now wait a minute, Shauna. Wait, you're going a little too fast for me. I want to process what you're saying. I want to get this. I need to know. Give it to me.
Battle, and Led Zeppelin said it best. Sing as you raise your bow.
Sing as you raise your bow. Okay.
Shoot straighter than before.
Shoot straighter than before. All right.
Then as it was, then again it shall be.
As it was, then again it shall be. You're losing me, but keep going.
Though the course may change sometimes.
Though the course may change sometimes.
Always reach the sea.
Your arrows will always reach the sea. It's like poetry. It's like poetry. Wait, it is poetry. It's the words of a song. Okay. That's a beautiful, beautiful poem.
And all will be revealed. And truth in music lies in the news.
Wait, all will be revealed. Truth in music lies in the news?
We only have like a minute to do.
We only have like, oh, you stopped singing? You're just talking now? I can't tell.
Video. In the recording.
That's okay. We can fit something in. That's good. I think that we should really take heed. Everybody look up. We need to look. We need to listen. We need to pay attention. Things are happening. Things are changing.
The sky is changing.
The sky is changing.
We have a new constellation.
There's no new constellations. There's old there's like constellations that have been there for a while. I mean, you might have some smog. Maybe the smog lifted, and maybe like she just didn't see the constellation, and now she thinks it's a new one.
The world is getting darker and darker as we know it, and
more satanic every day.
Whoa!
And the elite Hollywood royalty, especially the government, has lied to us. And George Bush said if we knew what they have lied to us about, then we would chase him down in the streets and lynch him.
Oh, wow. It's getting dark. It's getting deep, and it's getting dark. So if you want to see what else the Flat Earth Twins are singing about while they raise their bows, this is Shauna Harayeth, and Flat Earth Twins take the Bible literally. So I'll be interested in hearing what else they have to say. Now, before we get into any other topics that are kind of breaking or new or that people want me to talk about, I found this video. Flat Earth British 5G... What the hell's this? Faces or Fasces or Fasces? Why don't I know what this word means? I've seen a lot of words. A bundle of rods with a projecting axe blade carried by a lictor in ancient Rome as a symbol of a magistrate's power and used as an emblem of authority in fascist Italy.
Fasces.
Fasces. Oh, the plural.
Saturday night, or in this case, Friday.
It's plural. Okay.
Night Fever. Let me just check my comms.
Why have I seen this guy before? Who is this guy? Anybody want to tell me who this is? He's a wizard? He kind of looks like a wizard.
Sounds pretty epic, doesn't it? So, welcome all of you lot. I'm back. I know. Flat Earth British in the driving seat for... I'm not going to read that comment.
This dude's funny, bro.
But Saturday night special, okay? And it's going to be...
It's Friday, dude.
A lot of good juice in here. I'll give you a rundown now, but just want to...
Is it Saturday somewhere else?
Shout a few of you.
Is it Saturday in Australia? Is it Saturday in Australia right now? It might be Vince Fusca. It very could be Diligent, yeah. He's known more for the mud flood, Sheena says. Oh, gotcha. Well, see... I don't know these things. I don't know. I haven't really studied them. I sound like Morgile. I haven't really studied the mud flood much.
It's you guys. It's been a week, but it seems like it's been a year. That much has happened. Okay, it's been an amazing, fantastic, actually, learning curve experience. The whole
Learning curve experience. Now, I got to do something. I know I do too many definition checks, but I want to tell him something. You know what a learning curve is, don't you? It's the rate of a person's progress in gaining experience over new skills. So are you saying that you're learning about a curve experience, or because a lot of flat earthers talk about that kind of thing, or are you saying that your learning curve is increasing, like the amount of knowledge you gain in a week? You got me? Am I nitpicking again? I think I'm nitpicking.
For a week, I've learned loads about myself and loads about other people. Okay, and
I love that laugh when he says he's learned a lot about himself. He goes like, and then he's like, learned a lot about myself and loads about other people. Listen, it's
fantastic, actually, learning.
Sheena says he's actually a nice guy. He lets naysayers in his chat and comments as long as you're not a Richard. Well, I'm the same way. Maybe I can get this guy to come say hi. You think he'll come say hi, Sheena, if I invite him on the show? You think if I invite him, you get me? I think he'll come.
Curve experience the whole week. I've learned loads about myself and loads about other people. Okay.
I like that laugh. I do, because that's what when I talk about myself, I do the same thing. Like, I've learned a lot about myself and other people. Me and this guy have a lot in common.
Okay,
I'm just playing.
It's all helped.
Okay, let's see what he has to say, and we're going to get out of here.
It's needed time away from this weird virtual reality realm, because there's a certain buzz with it all, you know.
I want to know more about his mud flood, and that's why I'm playing a second here of him more than I was going to. So I won't do it right now. Maybe in the after show, if you guys remind me, if somebody reminds me on D Live, I might take a sit down and hear about his mud flood. I don't think I have his channel. Is this guy popular? Is he because this is tagged under Hallmark movies. I was actually searching for a Hallmark movie today. I love Hallmark. And, you know, those really cool, like, made-for-TV movies. I wanted to find a badass Hallmark movie to sit down and watch, and I got clickbaited. So they mixed up my tags. Maybe we'll figure that out. Maybe we'll get there. So let's move on to my next open tab of the night. This tab is jam-packed with interesting things that you've been asking me to talk about today. So, of course, before I get into it, I'm going to transition just to create a little dramatic effect. Music, creeper memes, spooky music and creeper memes right now on UNIRock. All right, now last night I had just learned about a situation brewing on YouTube that was gaining a little bit of attention across all the different communities. I was a little surprised. I haven't heard anyone else talk about this yet. I figured a lot of people would talk about it, but then again, it just now is getting known by the community. I was shocked to see how much of an effect the show that we did last night had upon this group of people, this guy right here, you know, all the different communities out there. You don't know. I mean, I got so much feedback from last night's show. People were enraged People were just angered by it. And last night, I had to slow down the show. So I want to kind of explain why we did what we did and how we got to where we're at now. And then I'm going to show you what we now know, which is really effed in the A on a Saturday, as I always say. It's just messed up. But then we're going to move on to some a discovery or two, and why I think that this will be an impactful bad thing for the community, the flat earth community, being all flat earthers, but mostly Jaron and Bob and all those guys, and this guy especially. And then I want to address a couple of the rumors that are bouncing around. There's a lot of rumors going around that aren't true. Some are true. So let's do it. Yesterday, he went live. His name is Authentic Intent on YouTube. He is someone I interviewed, as I told you. I'm not going to repeat the information from last night too much. I'll go through it quick. Interviewed him a long time ago. Had a video of his submitted into my Discord. And those of you that watch my show, if you are proactive and see crazy stuff all the time and you want to give me clips to put on the show at night, you need to join my Discord. You got to email me, UNIRocktv@gmail.com. We all hang out and talk. We've got a bunch of rooms that are filtered by the different kind of crazy stuff out there. Flat Earth crazy people. We've got the video prep only. We've got music links, a meme room. We've got red pill room for red pillars. We've got the Flatty room. We've got so many different ones. We had a UFO room for a while. We've got a moon room. We've got we're probably going to have a mud flood room soon, because I'm going to go into the mud flood soon and start discussing it a little bit. Anyway, as I get the clip submitted to me, I start watching it and I realize I need to talk about this. But then again, I hadn't seen a lot of it. Last night was me really watching everything for the first time. Just mere minutes before I went live, I got the clip, realized what it was, and then was getting ready to do the show. And I just wiped everything off the table and said, this is what we're going to do. So there's been some developments. For one, on D-Live last night, we went and finished the video because I need to see the whole video. Whether I watch it here on this channel, whether I watch it offline, I need to see it because I want to make some videos, some edited videos about this stuff. And those of you know, it takes me a long time to put out an edited video. I put a lot of work into my videos now, where I used to do quick videos. Now I do long ones. I just stream every day to make up for it. So I guess the thing to do is to go into, I forgot all about that clip. We need to knock this out. But the thing to do is to go into this and give you a brief playback so you know what's up and we can move forward. So let's do it. So, also, one thing before we even get started there, one little tiny thing, one thing here. Me and Team Skeptic are good friends. We're going to be good friends after I get done playing this clip. But I want to troll my buddy. I want to troll my dude Team. Is he here? Anybody seen him? If he's not, is he in the chat? If he's in the chat, I'm not going to play this. Okay, he's streaming. Okay, good. That means he's not in the chat. So before we go there, here we go. I'm going to troll Team Skeptic really quick.
So, let's see what you think of this. So, daytime, nighttime, daytime, nighttime, daytime, nighttime, daytime, nighttime, stranger, I am good for dissecting asshole, especially at nighttime. I can't charge for it, but it makes my life fun.
What is he doing, dude?
Oh, yes, I like asshole, especially at night time. Antonio is coming out. Daytime, nighttime. Daytime, nighttime. Don't even know. Daytime, nighttime. Daytime, nighttime.
So see, now you guys can't say that I only troll conspiracy, and I never control my friend. I never troll my friends. I only troll conspiracy guys. You can't say that now because I'm trolling Fight to Flat Earth and Team Skeptic right now. Don't tell them until the show's over. They'll try to jump in here. They'll try to mess with me. Don't tell them until the show's over. All right, back to the subject at hand. Now, yesterday, I wasn't going to make fun of Authentic Intent. I wasn't going to do it in my normal fashion, just having like a chill, like fun show like we do every night, making jokes, being funny, being happy, making a point with my show. I wasn't doing any of that last night. I'm going to do it now. I'm going to go ahead and say, here we go. So, also last night, did you not notice that while I was streaming, Authentic Intent privated the damn video right in the middle of my stream? Why is that ironic? Because he spent this entire stream talking about how it was everything they were saying was good. These guys, what they said on their stream and what they did, yeah, they didn't want to hide anything. They want to put everything out there. And me reacting to the video, that wasn't bad. It's not a bad thing. So why did you private the video in the middle of it? So this is the worst part of the stream. We didn't get to see it last night until the after show on DLive. So take a listen, because I want to make a point.
Like it was something that my attorney pressed very.
And let me just squash some of the trolls out there. There are a few flat Earth trolls that are saying, "Oh, UNIRock is hanging out with the infinite plane trolls now." No, I'm my own person. They do what they do. I do what I do. This is my show. They got their show. I've got my Discord servers. They've got their servers. What I do is me. What they do is them. If they upload a video and I want to play it, I'm not scared. They play my videos all the time. They make fun of me all the time. You think I can't freaking play one of their videos?
Very hard to do because it was a game changer. To show that she was doing this before me reveals that there's consistency with this, that she has the predator aspect and character.
So this is what bothered me. I can take the entire video. I don't even have to play it for you. And I can sum it all up in, is it, good? I don't want to focus on the entire subject of what happened. What I care about is what this video does. And what does this video do? Well, him and Karen B, a board member on FE Core, that group of people that like to strike Red's rhetoric, that like to strike Slice Barcane, the group of people out there that have struck down many other people because they are so picky about their logo, this and that, and whatever. Yeah, we've got members of the board in the chat. We've got members of the board leaving comments, and we've got a member of the board right here on screen. So for those of you that say it's a conspiracy theory to connect FE Core to this, you crazy. You got a bad argument. You didn't even make an argument. You made a statement, and your statement's wrong. I can connect FE Core to this, and I will, and I have, and it's going to stay that way. But what do they do that's so bad? Well, of course, he's saying that he's the victim, that a 14-year-old kid, is the perpetrator. So he sucks. I hate him now. I do not like him now. He can just go, scurry off somewhere. He can go, where is it? He can go creeper off somewhere. He can go creep away. But what bothers me is that she did it even more than him, or at least as equal as him. Blamed a kid. Said that, there's nothing wrong. You guys, he's cool. He can be at all the events because, it was a criminal kid that did it. I don't agree with them. I don't like it. I'm not going to back it, and I'm going to call them out for it, and I'm doing it right now. So you heard him make his statement. Let's hear what else happens for another couple seconds.
Character. Mm-hmm. So whatever anybody wants to think about me, there's also there's facts.
Right.
So there's facts with this.
Right. So did she say
So remember when I had the fidget spinner video earlier? It's like this childlike mentality, right? About the shape of the earth with that video. This is a horribly childlike mentality, but he's not a child. He's 38 years old.
Did she say in court about her line about her age? Did she admit to doing that? Did she admit to deceiving you?
Yes.
Okay.
It wasn't anything that I didn't sense it was anything that she was too concerned about.
Probably not. It sounds like she wasn't really concerned about much, except for doing whatever she wanted to do.
Now, Karen, I could literally sit here and just criticize. I could get kind of pissy about it. I did that last night, so I won't. But I will say, damn, FE Core board members on a live stream, a public live stream on YouTube, taking a 14-year-old that had a crime committed against her that was manipulated and preyed upon, and the board members of FE Core in the chat, in the about section, or I'm sorry, in the comment section, and then up on the screen even. If they weren't on the screen, maybe you had an argument against me, the people that were giving me hell about how I can't link this to FE Core in any way. But I can. These people are basically the thing that brings the people to the FE Core. So I will keep doing that. Yes, you just heard it out of Karen's own mouth.
Did she ever apologize to you or to the court for what she did?
No.
Well, see, this is how it works. If he wanted to make the argument, he would have made it in court. He didn't. The court papers are public. He even shares them throughout this. I'm not pulling them up. Not going to go into it. But I am going to show you some really disturbing things that came from this stream and like the aftermath, or even some things that happened right before this stream. In fact, I've got somebody, I'm almost positive, and if I'm incorrect, I will correct it. But I've even got some statements that were made that seem like you'll just have to see for yourself. It's hard. You get this subject is really hard to wrap your mind around. So why don't we just hear him just a tiny bit more before we move on?
Why apologize when you don't feel like you did anything wrong?
Right.
There we go. Now, this is why. That statement is why I think that not only should we all be disturbed, we should be disturbed because they used this stream and the comments, I'm sorry, the live stream chat to advertise this. Flattoberfest. So what is Flattoberfest? Crazy, right? Flattoberfest is an event that Karen B, FE Core, and many of the FE Core individuals are going to be putting on. Let's go to the event video real fast.
It's the humidity.
Now, I don't want to play the music from it. I'm going to put the words on the screen and let you see what it is and what they're saying. It's humid season. Have you heard the regular conferences we see every year? This one's smaller. It's more affordable, a little bit different than the others, including Flattoberfest being held at the Firmament in Greenville, South Carolina on October 20th, 2019, with Bob Nodell from Globe Busters and Mark Sargent. Now, this literally shows you who makes money, where this money is filtered around, where the money goes to, and all that. You got me? You've got Mark Sargent and Bob Nodell. Both of them combined together, 100 and some thousand subscribers. I could go way higher than that, but I'll go 100 and some plus subscribers that they are basically advertising to come to Flattoberfest. All right, got it. Mark Sargent from Flat Earth Clues, and then you got Mr. Joshua of Authentic Intent. That's the guy I just showed you saying that he did nothing wrong. Also, keynote speaker, Rob Skiba, an award-winning documentary filmmaker and best-selling author of several books. Creator of Testing the Globe. We will also have 2 Flat Earth musical groups performing. And yes, I don't mind playing this music for you.
Love.
Gonna be brainless. Don't you take time? We come together like elevator doors. We going up. Like Shara Berry, get on my level. Like Shara Berry, see me around. Like Shara Berry, it's going down. Like Shara Berry, we going up and down like Sherry Berry. Push your butt like Sherry Berry. Double hoes like Sherry Berry. Too tight like Sherry Berry.
Twin serpent.
We're addicted to our own limitations. We're only feeding in the lower vibration. Wandering the static of distorted frequencies.
This is the fourth performer of Flat Earth music that I found that sounds like Stevie Nicks' cousin smoking crack sat down and wrote a song. The fourth one. This is not like a couple. This is the fourth Stevie Nicks on crack's cousin that I found performing Flat Earth music. Just so. All right, so let's skip past the music because I just want to make a point, obviously. I'm going to update you further. So we've got more. The Firmament has a pizza kitchen and a full bar, but alternate dining choices are across the street. Hotel and restaurants are within walking distance of the venue. The Firmament boasts a unique, high-quality sound system, full-color LED for visuals. And the event is hosted by myself, Karen B. Well, there she is, Karen B. And just Jack Flat Earth, we hope to see you there. All right? Well, that's what this is. You've seen it, right? Now, let's go over to our speakers. We've got Karen B., a stay-at-home mom. A stay-at-home mom who's always questioned mainstream narrative. You know, I really don't care if you question the mainstream narrative. After the Authentic Intent stream, I just don't know what to say there. But we've got, let's see, we can click more for each person. Oh, okay, so let's do that. Stay-at-home mom always questioned the mainstream narrative after researching many well-known deceptions such as 911, political and financial corruption and fraud, the big pharma, medical industry duplicity. She finally stumbled onto the Flat Earth in the second half of 15, and like everybody else, she set out to debunk the theory. I don't think she did at all. It's super easy to do. Well, let's see who else is here. Mr. Skiba. Award-winning documentary filmmaker. You know, I wonder what award that was. Maybe he got a nice award. Who knows? I wonder if it's like that one guy, Timothy Homseth, and his fake awards, or if they're real awards. Who knows? All right. He's unique and unearned perspective on the UFO alien discussion. As such, has become an internationally recognized speaker on these subjects. I didn't know, man, but how do you even work aliens into the Flat Earth? It sounds so stupid. It's just my thoughts. Then we got Mr. Bob the Knob Nodell, 15 degrees per hour drift himself, who promised us that if he could con a person into spending $20,000 on a ring laser gyro, you remember this, it was in a lot of my videos, that if one of those Flat Earth viewers would just waste their life savings they worked for to get a $20,000 ring laser gyro and give it to him, that $20,000 wouldn't be wasted because he will take the results of it, whether it shows a sphere or whether it shows flat. But he knows it's not going to detect the drift. Well, it did detect 15 degrees of drift per hour because the globe is spinning, and literally, this is the thing. I was just hearing Nathan Oakley talk about, I think also Sleeping Warrior were saying, well, we've never had any way of detecting the spin of the Earth. Yes, you have. One of your shill buddies that work with you, that help you get money, has done this. So yes, you've measured the spin of the Earth. You can't deny it. You don't have a ring laser gyro, but you've taken everything else he's said and Jaron said as fact, so now you got to go with it. 15 degrees per hour drift. You can't say it hasn't been measured. Can't say it. It's been measured by one of your own guys. So it says here that he's been a researcher of conspiracies for 20 years, has been an active member of a truther community. During his research, he comes to realize the most conspiracies are beyond the theory stage and enter well into the realm of conspiracy fact. Does he now? Upon the realization, Bob never looked back, continued to research many lies perpetrated on society to this day. Okay, keep that in mind. All of them play out that they expose lies, that they don't like hiding truths. They like They like giving you what's really going on. Then you've got good old... What happened to this guy? My lord. I didn't know he was this... I'm not putting him down. I respect my elders. I mean it. But I didn't know he was this old. I really thought he was a lot younger than this. Growing up in South Whidbey Island, Washington, Mark Sargent started his career playing computer games professionally in Boulder, Colorado. Do we have any evidence of this? Every person who ever claims to have played video games professionally, even Darkside Phil, has this Street Fighter 2 tournament recording. I've never seen one bit of evidence that he was ever a pro gamer. I'm not saying he wasn't. I just want to see it. So if you know of a video or some information that proves he was really a pro gamer, I don't think, personally, until I see a video, I will say that I personally don't believe that he was a pro gamer. Because I do think that the tournaments that he competed in, which is how pro gamers make their money, would have been recorded back then. If you have the recordings, send them to me, because I don't believe it until I see it. From there, he spent 20 years training people in proprietary software. In 2014, he looked into what is no doubt the most ridiculous conspiracy ever, called the Flat Earth Theory, and through extensive research discovered it wasn't so laughable after all. Well, he was very wrong about that. The only thing you can say about everything I'm showing you tonight is that it's definitely laughable. Early 2015 released a series of videos called Flat Earth Clues. So I want you to key in on several things. Each of the people you're seeing has had success growing a channel, gained subscribers, made money off YouTube. Each of the people that you're seeing have been marketed around and lied and say that they're for the truth from a truther community. All the people you're seeing literally have had the truth put right in front of their face and denied giving it to you, but still stick to this shtick that they make money with. And then lo and behold, wait a minute now. Wait. Hold on. Now, Karen B looks like Karen B, doesn't she? Okay, and most women are prone to using a picture of theirs that make them look younger. Now, Karen looks naturally young. Even in her current age, she just looks young. But this picture, I can tell it's a new, accurate picture of Karen. Okay, we've got Rob Skiba. We've got a new, accurate picture of Rob Skiba. All right. Bob Nodell. This isn't necessarily a new picture of Bob Nodell, but it's not like he's using an old picture that makes him look way younger than he really is, right? And definitely not for Mark Sargent. In fact, just being real with you, when I reacted to Mark Sargent in this picture the first time I saw it on this page, and I'd seen it before, but when I saw it on this page, I said, damn, Mark, you're looking a little old here, buddy. Well, now you understand why I made that point. This isn't authentic intent at the age of 38 years old. Is it? Why is he the only person on this page who's using an older picture of himself? And it's obvious. I mean, look at the guy in his live stream. Right? He's got the wrinkles going on. You know how I know? Because we're almost the same age, and I've got the wrinkles going on. You get me? He's got the facial hair going on. Me too, right? You know? I mean, definitely, this isn't him now. This wasn't him just a couple years ago. Wonder why he's using a picture of him back when he was a lot younger. It's weird, isn't it? Let's take a look at what it says about him. Oh yeah, this definitely is an older picture of him. 100%. Hey guys and gals, I'm Joshua, 38 years young. Can I highlight that? You want to know what's weird? Did you see the way every other person was talked about on this? I know, I'm a crazy conspiracy theorist, aren't I? Let's click on Mark. Well, hell, where's Mark's email? Straight directly to him. Well, hell, where's Mark's... This is somebody else describing Mark. What about Skiba? Hold on, this is somebody else describing Skiba. Where's the email that goes straight to him? Hold on. Hold on, this is somebody else describing her. Where's the email that goes straight to her? It's not there. And lastly, oh, where's the direct email to Globe? Where's the direct email to Bob Buster here? And why is it somebody else describing him here? And then why do we have like a really young Authentic Intent picture with a direct email to Authentic Intent form here? And then down here, let's read what it says one more time. Hey guys and gals, I'm Joshua, 38 years young, Minnesotan, and the content creator for Authentic Intent. First heard about the concept of Flat Earth back in late 2015. YouTube Autoplay sent me to an Eric Dubay 200 proofs. After over a year and a half of getting my head wrapped around the idea, emoji, I decided to make all this known to the public on a regular basis outside the echo chamber of social media. So I grabbed my phone, put it on a selfie stick, and began to ask the public, what do you think about Flat Earth? My first episode was April 22nd, Earth Day. At first, people thought I wasn't being serious, but now, almost 3 years later, my consistency has allowed me to brush up on my delivery and the arguments. I'm very much serious about this. Bad sentence, by the way. This is no longer a hobby, and I will stop at nothing to make sure everyone in my great state of Minnesota knows the Earth is, in caps, indeed flat. You know, it's very strange to me. I hope I've exercised what I find strange about this to you enough before we move on. I think I did. Didn't I? Have I exercised how strange this is? Well, if there's an issue in the chat, y'all, I can... Hold on, let me ask Rachel. What? You're talking there's a bunch of fake accounts in chat? Okay, I'll just turn on member chat then. Ain't no thing like a chicken wing, baby. All right. So let's hear just a tiny bit more of this now that we've kind of let this soak in, right? So we've got... all this happened, and at this point, he's scheduled to talk at Flactoberfest, and Karen B and him... We need to hear what he just said one more time.
Did she ever apologize to you or to the court for what she did?
No.
Why
apologize when you don't feel like you did anything wrong?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and that would just admit guilt.
Right.
Do you see what I'm talking about? You hear it?
Like, hey, I did something wrong. I'll never do it again. I'll repent. I'll just go from here and I'll just do 180 degree and I won't ever do it again. Well, if that was the case, I wouldn't even be talking to you right now.
Do you see what he's saying? He's not saying that he's going to turn around 180 degrees. He's not saying that he's going to change his ways. Him and Karen are making a play out that this 14-year-old is the criminal. And even though in court, some miraculous thing happened where a judge allowed someone to stand up and start calling that person and the judge allowed the 14-year-old to stand up and say, yeah, I tricked him and all this stuff like he's claiming. And, you know, it just doesn't make any sense, does it? It just seems like a complete lie. Well, even more than that, the worst part of it is that it's not true. That's the entire point of the court. The entire point of why they were there. They weren't there to say that the girl did it. What, is he saying that his lawyer stood up and asked her, or they questioned her there? And she said that? She said that, you know, she admitted all this and then the judge all that. Let's hear this one more time because it's just hard to unpack this.
And that would just admit.
Small dono for Busy's Earthly Delights says, adorable snowflake. We'll appreciate you, buddy. There it is. Busy says, thank you.
Guilt. You know, like, hey, I did something wrong. I'll never do it again. I'll repent. Guilt.
Some of you are going to listen to this and you're going to be like, oh, he's saying he'll never do anything again. No, that's not what he said. Listen closely. This is why I'm criticizing him.
Why apologize when you don't feel like you did anything wrong?
Did she ever apologize to you or to the court for what she did?
So up to this point, they both have been painting the 14-year-old victim in the court case as the perpetrator. They're painting it as if everyone's realizing this in the court, and then they say this.
No. Why apologize when you don't feel like you did anything wrong?
Speaking of the 14-year-old, he's saying, why would she apologize when she feels like she didn't do anything wrong? She may have done something wrong in talking to you and engaging with you, but she's a kid. She's not the one on trial. You were. You get where I'm coming from there? And that's why I'm criticizing Karen and Authentic Intent. Because this could have been a completely different stream. He could have taken responsibility. He talked about how you should take responsibility for what you do. He talked about all these crazy... It's almost like the flat earth. You talk about how, you know, the Globers are the religious fundamentalists. You talk about how everybody else is being lied to and not realizing the truth. When in all reality, they are. Well, they do the same thing here, but they do it towards a child. And that's what really bothered me about this stream. Let hear them one more time while they do the worst of what they did.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and that would just admit guilt. You know, like, hey, I did something wrong. I'll never do it again. I'll repent. I'll just go from here and I'll just do 180 degree and I won't ever do it again. Well, if that was the case, I wouldn't even be talking to you right now.
Right.
See? He blames her. He hasn't learned anything. So let me be very direct. What's going to happen when he shows up at an event that has been marketed to YouTube through YouTube channels that have hundreds of thousands of followers that are in the area where the majority of them are watched? They're going to be getting families. They've admitted this. Families of flat earthers. They're bringing them and their kids down to this event at Flattoberfest. It is advertised as family friendly. It's advertised as a really nice hotel, and around the hotel are all these really nice things. They showed this family event room where adults aren't even going to want to go and sit there and put on a VR headset or whatever, or sit there and all. The adults might do it, but mostly that's to attract families and kids. The kids are going to be the one like, Mom, Dad, I want to go down to that theater with all that cool stuff and do all that. And the parents are going to say, okay, what's going to happen when the parents go and they get up and talk and they're done? They get up and talk and they're done, and then he gets up and talks. What's going to happen when the parents walk in and say, hey, kids, we're all flat earthers. We're a flat earth family. We're going to go to Flattoberfest here. Go check out the website. Get excited. Look at this cool video. It's got a cool theater. The kids jump on and they're like, oh, nice. And what happens when one of the kids just wanders through like, yeah, I don't want to. Ooh, I'd like to hear him talk. He looks like he's my age. You see the point I'm trying to make through all this? I think you do. And the worst part is he's the only one with a form built into the website to have you shoot an email directly over there. It's so crazy, right? I don't know. It just seems weird to me. But even worse than that, he is speaking there. Now, there's a rumor going around out on the internet that Bob himself has canceled this. I haven't seen it, and I'm going to ask my chat to provide me the proof. Now, I know that there's the blog out there, but when I went to the blog just shows a conversation with someone else. It doesn't show evidence that he's not speaking. As far as everyone can tell, he's still on the website for this. It's all still up. So, now, let me see here. Oh, yeah. So, really quick, and we'll get back to hearing a little bit more of the worst clip from this, the worst part of this show. There was a conversation on Facebook, supposedly, where this was said. I'm prone to maybe believe this. I want you to take it with a grain of salt because of where it came from. But let me show you something. So, well, before we go there, wait, I'm getting out of order. Play a little bit more of this, then we'll get there.
Right. Did the mother or her parents apologize or take ownership of their daughter's actions?
No.
No. So
Isn't this weird?
her mother.
Why is Karen asking those questions? Like, now wait and hear what she says.
Her mom knew. Her mom knew in Chicago that she was doing this.
So, for those of you that don't know, the girl that he did this to when she was, I think, 12, turning 13, had a similar incident in Chicago with another guy, and the parents found out. I do personally think that's why they moved from Chicago, was to try and protect her. But he's framing it as if the parents are just irresponsible parents to just let this 13-year-old, at that time, 12, 13-year-old go run around and do what she wants. And she met a guy in Chicago and this happened. The same thing happened that happened to him. So the parents and him eventually end up moving over and they start all over again. And then the same thing happens with him. So they're framing it as repeat behavior from a 13, 14-year-old, a 12 to 14-year-old, because it all started when she was 12. It all ended with him when she was 14. I don't see it that way. Just make sure everybody knows that. But that's what
Knew
this
and
whole
didn't
thing
do
is.
anything to stop
Didn't
it.
do anything and allowed her to have a cell phone here in Minnesota, and she didn't do anything about it. So I don't know.
So according to Authentic Intent, and I want to make sure the whole internet knows this really quick. According to Authentic Intent, if a 14-year-old has a cell phone, it's their fault.
What the purpose, the point of it is, I don't know, like motives, money, like, hey, I have no money.
Now, this goes two ways at this point. The first way is he's saying that the parents and the daughter could have been doing this to try to extort money out of people. They just didn't realize that he doesn't have any money. And the second part of this is, of course, he's trying to get the people watching to donate to him. So here you go.
So anybody who thinks like I'm doing flat earth and I'm making money, I am breaking even every month and I have no idea where my rent comes from every month. I am being honest with you. So if she thought that she was going to get money out of me, having her daughter continue to do this with this idea that she's doing it, like.
There you go. So yes, it is Authentic Intent is this brain dead. He thinks that the mother gave the daughter a cell phone, told the daughter to join Tinder, told the daughter to swipe left on everybody, which is no, until he popped up and they thought, oh, he's got money, swipe right on him. Now go out and date this guy for X amount of months, and then we're going to throw him in jail unless we extort him for money. But he doesn't have money, so they ended up sending him to jail because he couldn't pay the bail. Or I'm sorry, the blackmail. That's his assertion. That's just not true. It's like the flat earth. There's literally no evidence of any of this. It's just something coming out of his head that he's making up here.
But she's not really like focusing on it until it becomes a problem and you're in court. Then it's not anything that I felt like she was. I don't know why would you allow your daughter to do this again and again?
Now, remember, the response you're about to hear is from an FE Corps board member and one of the people putting on events that are trying to target Flat Earth community members to pay money. In fact, really quick before we move on, let's click the ticket button. That's what I was saving for this point. I haven't clicked it yet. So we've got one last button we haven't hit yet, other than t-shirts. So looks like you can get tickets cheap. It's weird, isn't it? Man, it'd be super affordable for the whole family, wouldn't it? Now, the website is horribly programmed. As you would think. They probably didn't spend much money programming this website either, did they? If you're under 18, gotta have a guardian. So right there, oh, you can't see it. This is what I want you to see too. Definitely. It's coming up soon. If you're under 18, you gotta bring a guardian. So is this for adults? No. Is it marketed towards adults and kids? Yes. Of course it is. 15 to 30. No refunds at all for any reason. So that means every single person who bought tickets to this and clicked on my live stream, or I guess, who was the other person? I guess there was another person that made a live stream about this, trying to kind of warn people and spread awareness and let people know what's going on. Sheena just told me, let me see. Flat Earth channel, question everything. Played some of your stream last night. Went off on a rant against FE Core and Globebusters. Dropped the link in current live stream. Well, I will thank Question Everything then. That was nice of him for playing my clip and spreading awareness on this. So excellent. But I'm glad, because I haven't seen that many other people talk about it, and I really expected that a lot of people would. Now, I know a lot of the Flat Earth debunking community right now isn't making videos because of the tragic loss of Cy Strike recently, an individual in the debunking community. So that's why, honestly, I think you haven't heard a lot of debunkers talk about this. I'm sure when they get back to creating, they will. They're not creating right now. It's literally a lot of them were very close to Cy Strike. When it comes to Flat Earthers, though, I don't get it. You think that unless they're allied to this whole thing and they're doing damage control right along with these guys, but we're going to check that ourselves. We're going to go see if Globebusters, Jaronism, any of the people involved have made statements yet to this, because I'm sorry, this has now, you want to say that authentic intent is been fixed. Okay, you want to make an argument that authentic intent has overcome something. That's not the argument being made. Why? Because it's not true. That's what this whole stream does. That's what was so surprising about the stream. A lot of people thought people are trying to rub it in the face of authentic intent and all that, when in reality, that's part of it, making sure people know that at least. But the biggest part of this is the guy is traveling across the country, speaking at events. The websites that advertise this guy at the events just seem very shockingly like they let him make his own part of the website, and you know, he decided to do those choices I made. But whether or not that's true or not, my whole point is this is definitely marketed towards families. And if I had to ask myself this, and I never put myself in this situation, but if I was a flat earther and I had tickets to go to this event, would I want to know this stream happened with one of the speakers? I wouldn't want to know. I would have to know. I would say it's irresponsible not to let people know, because I have kids and I get it. Some of you guys don't have kids. Some of you guys aren't gonna, think it's relevant or anything. Well, I do think it is. If you bought tickets for Flattoberfest, I think that even though they have a no refund policy, you should grab the link to this stream and go ask for your money back. And if they don't give you your money back, you should file with however you can, with Better Business Bureau or anything else, because you should be getting your money back for this. I find it appalling that they have a no refund policy, that they're marketing it towards families with kids, and it's on their website. You just saw it with your own eyes. If you're under 18, bring a guardian, no people under 18 here, right? They could make that argument. This is for adults only. His past in, that's relevant. There's not going to be any kids there. No, you marketed it towards families and kids. So yes, now if you guys wouldn't have, maybe we wouldn't be saying this right now. But the worst part, of course, is who cares about all that? The guy literally this just happened. The kid's not even 18 yet, and he's already publicly in front of what I saw was thousands of people. The stream on Authentic Intent's channel had thousands of views of people with all these comments and statements about how evil this kid was, how bad this kid was, and it's the kid's fault. And you should have seen them. I went through them on D Live. The comments were saying things like, that poor girl and those parents need to do this. And it's like, no, how about we just don't have predators? How about we don't have predators out there doing this stuff? Right? How about we don't have people out there that frame themselves as flat earth speakers? And you know what the worst part is? And I'm not just saying this because of this situation. I'm saying this because it's true. One of the worst parts of the story is that the flat earth does not have the security of some other things. If you go to let's say, music, live show, right? If you go to any other event out there, you'd think that maybe people there are going to be like eyes open and people you can trust, and adults are going to be there watching out for the kids that are there. This is a flat earth group, man. These are flat earthers. They can't even freaking figure out the shape of the earth, and they're literally hosting this, and this is the situation they have. So sorry, it's definitely relevant. Let's keep moving, though, because I could stay on this subject for the entire night, and I don't want to.
Oh, no. Never in a million years. No.
Would you allow, I don't know why would you allow your daughter to do this again and again?
No. Never in a million years. Never.
I can't believe Karen B is a mother, and she's sitting across from a guy who did this to a kid, and she is putting herself in the situation, the headspace of like being the daughter, being the mother in this, and she's literally saying that if this happened to her daughter, she would blame her daughter. I can't believe that. It's nuts, dude. Okay, now I'm going to move on from this. That's the point I want to make. If I keep this up, I'll just make the point forever. Oh, shit, I got to do one more thing. Well, let's do this first. So there are many other shocking things that developed from the live stream I showed you last night. Of course, I didn't get to show you a lot of it here on YouTube because Authentic Intent decided to private the video in the middle of the stream and try to hide it as quickly as he could, but he scheduled a live stream for tonight. And I was a little bit surprised. I'm like, okay, maybe he's going to address all of this. Maybe he's going to attempt to, respond to what I said, because he watches my show. He's been in my chat many times, and he's responded to a lot of the stuff I said about the flat earth. So obviously he listens to me. Obviously he knew I was streaming and reacting to his video because he privated the video in the middle of it. Because of my stream, he privated the video. Yeah, he wouldn't have done it if I wouldn't have done the video, right? So I went back and clicked the video before that stream while I was streaming last night, and I almost had a hissy fit when I saw this. I don't know what a hissy fit is. I just used the word because I've heard it before, so I've just heard that word used before. I like the way it rolls off the tongue, hissy fit. So I'm going to be using that word all the time from now on. Anyway, sorry. This is what I saw when I clicked in one of his videos. No, this happened. I'm sorry. I just lied. This happened after the stream. So he did the stream where he's saying that with Karen B. He's blaming the kid. And he does a stream that should shock everybody on the internet. Drama alert, Memology 101. Everybody should be jumping on this story. Tipster, everybody should. But he did this stream right after it. Days after that conversation. Take a look.
Front of his shirt.
So yes, this is Authentic Intent, who just admitted to everything you said, that just blamed the victim and said that he's the victim and blamed the judgment of the court was that he's the perpetrator, she was the victim. He flip-flopped that in his live stream, blamed the 14-year-old, put her down, talked about how crappy parents that she had, and then went to a college and started recording young girls, and this happened.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, why do you think the Earth is flat?
Well, why do you think the Earth is a globe? Because you seem to have all the knowing, right? Because they teach us. They teach us that we live on a globe, right?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, can we be serious and just kind of take this seriously, right? Straight face, right?
Oh my God! It literally made me sick last night. It makes me sick now. Hey, Pigman. Glad you joined, Pigman. Good to see you. So there's a bunch of weird stuff already. The way he talked to her, literally, like after, not even just, I would have thought it was weird if I hadn't watched his conversation with Karen B. I would have thought, that's weird talking to just a random young girl like that. He's a very disrespectful person. But more than that, he's very controlling. Can we take this serious? Smiley face, smiley. You hear how he's talking? Just sickening, literally. But I think that the way, the camera movements, but all that. But then I noticed that there's a jump cut. So he went to the university and recorded all these people, all these young girls and people. And if I played it for you, it's a bunch of young girls walking by. And then these two young girls walk up. And I think this is all kind of not what it seems. And I'll show you why. Watch for the jump cut. Watch for the edit. I'll show you where it's at.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Right here. Watch for the edit. Right there. There's the edit. Okay? So he edit right here to this. Okay? Now watch.
Okay, why do you...
Now, she like looks at him and charges at him like she knows him or like she's talked to him before or something. I don't know. Did he, cut out a part where he talked to her and said, okay, we just talked, but for my show, I want to have you walk up and act like you're coming up to talk to me, right? That's what I took it as, that this has been a little bit staged. So it's not completely staged, in my opinion. Something is staged about it because there's that jump cut there.
You think the Earth is flat?
Well, why do you think the Earth is a globe?
Now, the other part of this is the way he talks to him and then his camera work. Keep those things in mind and take a look at this clip.
Because you seem to have all the knowing, right? Because they teach us, they teach us that we live on a globe, right?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, can we be serious and just kind of take this seriously, right? Straight face, right?
38-year-old man, he really bothers me, guys. I don't want to get bothered because I want to try to have a funny, normal nightly show here. But, dude, I'm sorry. This dude just pisses me off after I saw that video. Anyway, keep going.
But they teach us that we live on a ball in outer space. Have you ever seen the Earth from this perspective with your own eyes? And
he asks the dumbest questions. You know that she hasn't been to space, numbnuts. You know this. I can't believe that she's not, calling you out and flipping out on you. Why would I go to space, stupid? Really? Why do I? We have cameras. You're holding one in your hand. Why do I have to worry about that? I've seen videos and pictures that aren't composites of the globe. Yes, we all have.
Outer space before? No. So how do you know, other than the images that are shown to you, like Santa Claus?
Well, the images aren't like Santa Claus. What, do the images come down the chimney? Do the images bring presents on Christmas? Do the images have their own holiday? No, see, that's the thing. You want to say that some of them are composite, you can, but if you want to prove all of them are composite, you're going to have to pull the pictures in and prove that they're... I've done it myself, and I've found that they aren't all composites. Many of them are taken with... literally recorded with a video camera. Many of them are taken with a phone. Some of them are taken with film. Some of them are taken with digital phones, digital technology. Either way, digital cameras I meant, but digital technology. Either way, though, they're not composites, authentic intent. You're lying. So factually, if we break down this clip, we've got this dude that just did this stream I showed you where he's saying what he said about that one girl and with Karen B. And then a day or two later, he's out traveling over to this college, lying to the people out on the street, acting like an idiot, and keep going.
You believe you live here. How is that? And why is that?
So you believe you live here. Why is that? Dude, one more time here. I'm sorry, dude. You're a creeper. What are you, did you lose your train of thought or something when they walked up to you? What's going on here, dude? These are not even good questions from a flat earth perspective. My goodness. And that's easy stuff.
Just because I've never seen a flat one.
Okay, so just to kind of help me understand where you're coming at, because I'm sure you've heard about flat earth somewhere in the last couple years, right? And
yeah, we all have. It's ridiculous.
Would you think that the earth is just a disc floating in outer?
So he asked, can we break down his questions? Now, this is the thing. Somehow, Globebusters and Karen and FE Corps find value in this guy to induct him into their little FE cult. And they also find value to the point where they think it's okay to go defend him in the manner they did in the video I showed you. So it has to be his flat earthing, right? No, this is his flat earthing. He asked those questions. Why do you think you're here? Something about the pictures, and then he holds up a freaking CD and says, would you believe this? These aren't even good questions from a flat earth street performance perspective.
For space? No? So if the earth were flat, what would it look like?
Why do they... These are questions she should be asking you. It's almost like you're losing it. You're losing it or something. It's like something else is on your mind throughout this whole thing, dude.
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay, what if, just hypothetically, just to help, maybe kind of expand your mind a little bit, literally, What if the Earth...
I'm sorry, guys. I'm holding back a lot of stuff I'd like to say right now, and I'm trying to just be chill throughout it. So normally I'd be a little more like, be a little louder, a little more angry. I'm trying to keep it down, turn down to a 2 instead of a 10.
We're a horizontal plane that went on infinitely forever, and there was a ceiling above us that also was parallel with the ground, and it went on infinitely forever.
So my point is, he absolutely sucks at what he does. So I don't think he's out there trying to flat smack people. I don't think he's choosing good locations because he's not asking good questions. He's not asking questions that would be geared towards trying to wake up people at this location. So of course I'm making a point. Why does he choose the locations that he chooses? Why does he go to these places? Why does he film here? What does he do with all the footage that he gets? And what really motivates him to do this? Well, truly, I think it's money. But there could be an argument made that there's other motivations. I won't go there tonight, but I think you get where I'm going with this. Let's move on to another little tidbit I want to show you, and then we'll round this out.
In all directions. Is that possible?
I don't know. I feel like if there's other things like other planets,
Mm-hmm.
then how would that be possible?
Yeah, are other planets also oblate spheroids?
Could be.
But they don't show us them as oblate spheroids. They
Yeah, you see, like, he's not even good at this, dude. Like, he just either lost it or I don't know. Maybe you guys can help me figure out. Moderate says he's just flirting, basically. I agree. That's what I was trying to get to there. Yeah. Is that a hospital bracelet from the asylum on his wrist? It should, maybe, Kev. Maybe. That's a good point. Put a post-secondary college credit for high school students. There you go, Dodger. Dodger makes a good point. At these types of universities, some people would argue, not a big deal that he's filming here because people that are here obviously graduated high school and they're 18. No, many people graduate when they're 17 and go to these colleges. It's true. It's just true. And even all that time ago, old UNIRock, all that time ago when I was in school, there were several people that I went to school with that graduated years early from school. They were a lot more advanced. They went through a lot of courses early. I don't know if they got credits during the summer. I don't know what they did, but they managed to get out of high school at the age of 16 or 17. I even had people in 10th, 11th, and 12th grade that went to the college in my area while they were that age and, went to classes then to start college prep at an earlier age because they got all the credits they needed for school done beforehand. I don't know how they did it, by the way. I wish I would have done it. I could have, and I didn't. But anyway, this isn't a good argument to make that he's only going to, these locations he's choosing, he's not going to bump into kids. He has a much higher propensity to bump into kids here. So let's go through something really quick and then let's get off of this subject because I could literally criticize authentic intent for the rest of my life with all the different criticisms I have. What are the different places that authentic intent, wanting to go question people about the flat earth, what different places could he go to do his street questions? He could go to a street. I got the billboard of doom out for this, sorry. Authentic intent could go to a street anywhere to question people walking down the street, a busy street. He could go downtown where he would have a high propensity to bump into people. He could go to a NASA facility, which would probably be relevant to what he's doing. He could find, any place but a school, right? Well, he's not at a school. He's at a university, UNIRock. What's a university? It's a damn school, okay? He could go anywhere but, and he specifically chose this area. I'm not trying to get conspiratorial with you. I'm trying to be obvious. I'm trying to answer the obvious question in this. Authentic Intent did this crazy video that I just showed you with Karen B. They put down one of his victims. They turned, through their words, purposely, their authentic intent was to turn his victim, Karen helping, Globebusters in the live chat helping, and Dearth, Jaronism's co-host, in the comments section down below, trying to help turn the 14-year-old girl into a criminal and turn authentic intent into a victim. And they, you know what? I just lost my train of thought. This pisses me off, Authentic Intent. You're a creeper. I'm just going to end it there and move on. You're a creeper. I'm going to keep criticizing you until you stop. When you stop, I'll stop criticizing you. And I hope every other debunker in the community, I hope everybody out there with the YouTube show, even if you don't do stuff around this stuff, I hope everybody out there goes and pulls this video. Flat Earth damage control with the type Flat Earth damage control and the words Authentic Intent in, and find this video. Download this video, whatever you got to do. I hope every debunker in the community, every person out there in the community does this until he stops specifically making choices that target kids and specifically going to speak at events where families and kids are going to be present after this video where he makes the 14-year-old into the victim when she's not. Authentic Intent, you're not the victim. You are the criminal. And I'm sorry to say it, dude. This isn't me being a dick or anything. This was determined in a court of law. Moving on. So the last thing I'm going to show you, like I said, take it with a grain of salt. It came from people who seem to have a propensity to troll, but this will be the last thing I say. I almost forgot about this. This is another really disturbing part of the story. So right around the 1 hour mark of the infamous Karen B Authentic Intent live stream, they bring in this individual who uses her name, uses her name on social media and here. I'm not even going to show it. I'm just telling you she does. And she sits down and starts also turning the 14-year-old into the criminal. She makes a plea for how Authentic Intent is the victim and how we got to wrestle those evil kids out there into stopping this. We got to stop the kid mafia that goes around targeting the horrible 38-year-olds like Authentic Intent and getting them in trouble. Well, out on the interwebs on Facebook, a conversation was had with her by the IPS. Now, the IPS is known to be trolls, and it's something that Karen B, Globebusters, the others tried to use against the story. They said, if the IPS are the ones that said this about Authentic Intent, then no one should listen to it because they've trolled people. Although now that Authentic Intent has done this stream, it doesn't matter what they've done in the past because we can just take everything he said as is. But the Facebook messages, I'm going to read them to you. I'm just not going to show them on my screen. And if you want to see them, you're going to have to go out and grab them. So this girl who comes in at the hour mark right here is the one who defended him with Karen, is asked these questions. He's on probation. Why is he filming teenagers? She responds with, so that makes the judge right? ? Joshua told me about his charge a long time ago. He gave me the choice to be his friend instead of trying to hide his past. In the next screenshot, he says, you're defending this criminal. And she says, well, my fiance is 7 years older than me. I was young. And she puts young in caps. In fact, I'm going to show it to you. Young, right here, in caps. When we met, doesn't make him a child blank or a blank. Josh is a man that made a naive mistake by a trickster family. She's not his only target. She's targeted other men just like him. Maybe you don't travel enough to know how people from Chicago talk, she says. She continues with, I've lived there. The girls are fast and their mouths are faster. If anybody needs to be charged with anything, it's the father for encouraging this type of behavior from his daughter. None of this is true, by the way. If she did say this, and I'll explain what I mean in a second, then she's just either messed up in the head herself or whatever. Continuing, she said, The father needs to be charged. I talk to him authentic intent every day. I've had my daughter around him on several occasions. I've talked to his probation officer. I know him, and a blank is not what he is. You're trying to smear his character. It's only going to come back on you. People will discern the truth from the lies, and many more like myself will stand by his side. You can make your best shot, but when God is the defender, there's no chance of scoring. And she says, he says to her, but he hid it from the flat earth community like a satanic trickster. She replies, it's not hidden, it's public. Then the response is, you snake, he told you. He didn't wait for you to look it up. And she ends with, the truth will come out very soon. Now, these are Facebook messages. We learned a valuable lesson from the CW Chanter situation. Facebook messages are very easy to fake. You just download the picture of somebody's thing, and you put it into somebody else, makes a fake account, and then talks to you, and then you can generate whatever screenshots you want from Facebook. So there's no control there. I'm not saying they're fake. They seem to be authentic. I'm just stating, take them with a grain of salt. But really, you don't need to. Everything she said in those screenshots, she also represented in this. So what happens next? Basically, hopefully, Flattoberfest, in my opinion, would have canceled Authentic Intent by now. The rumor is that it happened, although I sourced out where that rumor is coming from, and I don't have any way to verify it. If you're in my chat right now, do me a solid. If you know, if you can submit a link or anything that proves that Authentic Intent has been canceled from Flattoberfest, you can do it in my live chat right now. And if you can't, you can always send it to me, and I'll update the story in another night. To sum this up, let me make sure I got it all. Yeah, that's the last thing. Oh no, I got one more thing for you. One last little thing. So he premiered this video. As I said, I criticized him last night. And in the middle of that criticism, as we watched the video from his channel, he privated the video. And he hasn't responded since. So when he scheduled the stream for tonight at 8:30, we all thought that he was going to respond to us. Well, I'm going to reload this. This is his stream from tonight. All I saw before I started the stream was him doing another street activism thing where he just happened to film a bunch of young girls again. Let's see, though, what this video is about. So this is from his channel 2 hours ago. What's your role, rook, knight, or pawn?
So I'm having a good time. Today is Thursday. Someday in September. I'll let you figure that out. Yes.
Man, he just spends so much time at schools. I thought that wasn't supposed to be a thing unless he's enrolled at the school. He's 38, though. So I doubt he's enrolled there.
Yesterday was...
I mean, I say that because he's still on probation. He hasn't even had enough time for him to complete everything. That's the issue.
Interesting. What's that? Amazon?
I don't know. I don't know the science behind it. I wish I did.
Okay.
But
can I encourage you to check out the science?
If he checks out the science behind it, he's going to realize you wasted all of his time. You want me to show you Authentic Intent? I can show you right now how you can prove that the Earth isn't flat, but you already know the Earth isn't flat. You're just using this so you have these excuses to go do these things. But I'll hook you up really quick after this. I'll prove to you that the Earth isn't flat easily in just a second.
Calculus and numbers, little tiny straight lines create a sphere. Where
don't know anything.
Okay, I'm giving you 5 minutes to explain why you believe you live on a ball Earth.
He's just a troll. He's the worst kind of troll. He's a worse troll than all those other trolls out there.
You're options. Yeah, perspective.
it's for Europeans
This is like his dream come true.
too.
False.
No, we can't go deeper than that. The blocking the moon, outer space, or planet.
So we've got a convicted, just recently convicted, not convicted a long time ago. Every day on YouTube now, being paid by FE Core, Jaronism, Globebusters, all these people, filtering more flat earthers to his channel to keep paying him. And he's convicted. And he's filming young people. How does no one else on YouTube not find a problem with this to the point of doing a video about it? I'm sure some more videos will come out. So what I'm going to do now, quickly, because I want to move on to the last part of tonight's stream here on YouTube. And sorry, we'll have even more of a funny video tomorrow. The beginning of the video is a little funny. The rest of the video is a little depressing. It's the subject matter. Tomorrow we'll be getting back to comedy throughout the entire thing. But we're going to, So this is the group that he's filming. I just think it's so messed up, personally. I'm just weird, I guess. I'm just the weird guy out there in the group, aren't I? Dodger says, if you're convicted, can you even be around minors? I think you can't. I thought you weren't supposed to, at least till you were off of, till you were, I think he's doing it to troll the entire, I think he's doing this to troll the people like me and other people out there who find a problem with what he's doing. He did the video with Karen B, and then he got the support from FE Core and all those people and all the Flat Earth community that they're aligned with. Got all their support. They're all refusing to call him out. They don't even think there's anything wrong with this. The people that make the videos, like Bob, we just heard Bob and Morgile and Jaren talking about how the world is run by these types of people for like a solid 20 minutes, and they mentioned it when they criticized Professor Dave Explains. Remember that? Morgile started to bring up this whole thing when he was, you know what I'm saying when I say this whole thing. I'm trying to keep my YouTube stream clean here, but they brought up that when they were criticizing Professor Dave, right? Morgile and them, they think they can call this out and talk about the grand conspiracy of this while supporting this guy. Now, if he was just out doing something else, I wouldn't be doing the stream. But he's not doing something else. He had the conversation with Karen B, and then to like rub it in the face of everyone who criticized him, he went to a bunch of campuses in the last few days since that stream Sunday, filmed himself getting big groups of freaking young kids with book bags on them around him, and then just sat there and filmed them for solid hour and a half in all these separate videos. Made sure that he cut out chunks of the video that didn't include like young girls, and he's just basically trying to laugh in the face of anyone that criticized him. I'm not even saying all of everything I just said, all of this last little presentation here on YouTube. I'm telling you he did that so that I can say this. FE Core is Globebusters, it's Jaren, it's Dearth, it's all the people who are allied with them. All of them know about this situation. They call themselves truthers. They all call themselves a truth community. And they not only are okay with him doing what he did in the Sunday stream, they're all okay with this because they haven't made a single video discussing it. They haven't even made a statement in a video to where they say that they disavow this kind of thing. And I'm not even connected to this group of people. I just criticize them here and there. And I am completely calling this out and disavowing them. Other than question everything, I don't know of any other person that's done a video on this, but let's go, and the IPS, but I'm going to go find out right now. The last part of the stream, until we get to another big, like, funky thing I want to show you. I've got some more stuff to show you, of course, different subject matter. But you know what? Let's just jump to the other subject matter. No, fuck it. Let's do it now. Let's go out and see if anyone else criticized Authentic Intent, then we're going to move on. But Authentic Intent, the FE Core and the Flat Earthers that support you now have another level of not being able to call out real truth. They don't have another level of being able to call out things that are wrong. They will not say a thing that could damage the flat earth. Literally, even this subject that I just described will not be called out by these people. And let's just pull up and see if anyone discussed this at all, because this all blew up yesterday. The video was Sunday. It all blew up yesterday. So people haven't even had time to do edited videos on the subject. So let's see what we find. Well, there's nothing out on the internet about him, but let's see, because definitely they would have tagged FE Core. So let's see what FE Core had today. Nothing. This video tonight right here that I'm doing, and then they've got it. There's a video that has to do with a member of FE Core and something else. That's all you're going to see. So this is just going to float to the wayside, and he's just going to keep taking money from people using the excuse of flat earth to pay for him filming the campuses and kids around his area. All right. So to kind of like break away from the depressing subject we just talked about and get into what I think is exceptionally funny, a pretty funny topic. I have time-stamped several really good clips, and we're gonna do 2 segments. So let me get that going here for you. So first off, we have the Dunning-Kruger effect in action and flat earth fundies. So for this segment of tonight's show, flat earth fundies and Dunning-Kruger in effect, we're going to be going to several timestamps from Nathan Oakley's flat earth debate over the last day. The reason why I pulled these timestamps, these are parts where Nathan Oakley loses his marbles. His flat earth debate has been getting less and less and less popular after Conspiracy Cats and many other people stood up to him. And some of you have never even heard him flip out. He flips out every day. Let me give you an example. We're going to start with an example of the Dunning-Kruger effect in action, but you may hear just a little bit of flat earth fundies. Let's go.
Isn't it? This is begging the question fallacy, mate. They already know. They're not measuring it. They're basing it on already knowing the distance. Did you not read the first statement on that page, 83?
In this clip, and I'm going to describe it because I don't want to play a bunch of it for you. Nathan Oakley has an open Discord where an individual comes in and presents him with direct proof that we can measure the distance of the moon, how we can do it technically. He gives him a paper, a packet that literally describes the technical process they use to measure the distance of the moon, and Sleeping Warrior and Nathan go into the packet live and find a sentence where they manipulate the sentence, they lie about what the sentence says, and then this happens.
It is sufficient to measure accurately the time leading edge of the echo with respect to
yes,
the
I did.
laptop.
So would you actually like to address?
So the person that brought him the packet says, would you actually like to address the data? Okay? Because he's misrepresenting it. Am I in top chat again? I was. Why? What's up? Now, Nathan mutes him and then pretends like he didn't mute him.
Seems to have gone quiet.
He muted him.
Oh, I'm saying, would you like to actually address the
mutes him, unmutes him, mutes, unmutes and mutes.
He's cutting off the end of each sentence.
Yeah, I said yes. Would you?
Now, I want, for those of you that don't actively listen to them do this, and I have been because I'm making a video about Nathan Oakley and Sleeping Warrior, but I refuse to believe that their Discord server always cuts off the people that debunk them. Everybody else can talk freely, except for when you start debunking him. You all of a sudden start getting muted all on and off and on and off and on and off, so you can barely talk. And then things like this happen.
Would you actually like to address the data within the study?
Data? Sorry, did you not hear what we just said? So you don't want to?
I heard what.
Sorry,
what
scroll
you
back
said.
down, Anthony. Back up, rather.
I heard what.
Shut up! You went silent. Now I'm talking. You're seeming to talk over me, you little twat. They already know the
didn't talk
distance. Oi! According to the first paragraph on this, it says, because it's already known. That's begging the question. The repetition period is based on the known distance. Why are you talking? I left a massive gap now, didn't I, Fundy? Didn't I? There was a long, protracted pause for...
Well, to correct you, Nathan, there wasn't a long, protracted pause because you muted him.
You, the Fundy, with a begging the question fallacy, to address what we said.
So, why is this an example of the Dunning-Kruger effect in action? Well, because these guys think they're experts of everything when they literally know nothing about any of the stuff they're talking about. And why is this religious fundamentalist in action? Because that's when he gets triggered. He only gets triggered if somebody proves the globe around him. If they offer any evidence that can debunk anything he said, this is how he acts. I was surprised to see that this is every day all through every one of Oakley's videos. Because if I had been going there for any type of knowledge at all, I would immediately notice this behavior and say, this guy's, lying, and he's flipping out on people that prove him wrong, so why would I stay for it? But if you go to my Twitter, I finally figured out Nathan Oakley's stream with a tweet that I put out. YouTube, because I'd been clicking on his show every couple days to get updated on it all, YouTube recommended me Nathan Oakley's other videos that are watched by people that watch Nathan Oakley. You guys know how YouTube does this? So this is Nathan Oakley 1980 viewers also watch these 5 channels. And this tells you a little brief rundown of who's watching, right? So you've got people watching space and astronomy. Well, those aren't flat earthers that would watch that channel. Those are globers. The 10 obscure but amazing space missions, of course, flat earthers, no way. Those are globers. What really does the great attractor from Astrum? Astrum is, of course, a very scientific YouTube channel that I recommend to you. Definitely globe earthers are watching that channel. The origin of the universe, Earth and life, formation of the galaxy, space, and the universe HD. Of course, flat earthers don't spend time watching this. Globers do, except the last one is the tiniest bit conspiratorial. Electric Universe and Investigation to Progress from Thunderbolt. Out of all these channels that are recommended from Nathan Oakley, only one of them could even be close to a flat earth channel. Why? Because the majority of people that watch Nathan Oakley are there for the shit show. They're not flat earthers.
You don't want to. You've asked us to look at the data. No, the data is based on them already knowing. You want to address that?
Ooh. I'd like to actually address the data.
The data's based on them already knowing.
So when somebody gets one of their, this is what you call, Nathan is the example of the most massive case. I'm forgetting the word for it, but it's where you get your belief busted and you get emotional discomfort because of it. Somebody type what that is in the chat for me because I forget. I just don't remember right now. But not only that, Dunning-Kruger, and this is all because of his religious fundamentalism. He's somebody that believes in, he doesn't like atheists. He hates them. He hates the Big Bang, and he hates everything scientific. And because of his science denialism, his streams are racked with him doing this. I could go through this whole stream and you'd hear him screaming, but these are just the worst cases.
Are you dumb?
Cognitive dissonance, says Dilly. Nathan is 1,000% cognitive dissonance with a large amount of religious fundamentalism mixed in.
Are you stupid, sir?
You seem
You seem to be stuttering. It's based on them already knowing. That's
because you're screaming so loud that your microphone is peaking and echoing because of it. It's a really impressive scream into a microphone.
the data is based on. You stupid moron.
It seems like every time you're presented with data, Nathan, you get very
Data?
He does get... This is him being very triggered. Yes.
Read the sentence again for him, Anthony, because this guy...
Okay, now, I could just let it play and you could just hear even more, but I have specific things to show you. So let's head up to 2755. We just heard that. So 4430. So here's the next. Right there. Remember, what you're hearing right now is massive religious fundamentalism with the Dunning-Kruger effect in full effect. This is the moments where the cognitive dissonance hits critical mass for Nathan Oakley.
What's wrong with it?
Sorry? That's the thing you're trying to prove. Saying that you base the durations on knowing the distances was begging the question fallacy. That's the thing you're trying to prove.
They're not.
Well, Brenda came in. She's not using any fallacies. She's doing a great job telling him how he's wrong about several things, and what she said does prove a globe and disproves a flat Earth. And then
no,
this
they're
happens.
not trying to prove that the moon is a solid object a distance away. They're not trying to prove.
No, they're proving the distance. They're
trying to.
supposedly proving the distance.
They're
presupposing it.
No, they're not,
Yes.
moron.
Yes, they
Yeah,
are.
we know they're not. Yeah, we know. That's why we shouted at him, because they're not. And that's what he said they were doing. So yes, Brenda, they're not doing that. You're right. They're not measuring the distance to the moon. Thank you for backing us. That's why we shouted at him. Glad we cleared that up.
No, they're not.
You notice how while Brenda's talking, she keeps sounding like a mute button keeps getting pressed over and over and over while she's trying to talk. Just try to listen for that.
They're not trying to determine if the moon is a hologram or not. They're not.
Nobody gives a fuck about this red herring.
So the reason she's saying this is because one of the flat earthers spoke up about how the moon isn't solid and this and that, and she was basically calling him out for it. And of course, Nathan has to defend him with this.
Shut your mouth.
It's a red herring on you.
Yeah. Nobody discussed holograms. Shut your mouth. This is called a red herring fallacy. Now shut up.
Bully boy, if you yell.
Yeah, fuck off. This is a red herring. Now I'm telling you to shut up with your red herring. For a reason. Not because I'm bullying you, because you presented a red herring. I shouted at the other guy because he also presented a logical fallacy. Begging the question. Now you're presenting one. A red herring fallacy. Now fuck off.
It's not a...
Shut up, you stupid stuttering twat.
It's not a red herring, bully.
Yeah, it fucking is, you stupid twat.
No, it's not.
Sorry, at no stage did anybody discuss the idea of them detailing whether or not it was a hologram.
No, one of your buddies said something about how the moon wasn't solid and mixed it in, so she was in full rights to say what she said. You just got triggered, buddy.
You stupid, fundy, red herring using idiot.
Well, you're the people...
Whoa! I hear the quiver in your voice, right? If you've come here to be shouted at because you're a masochist, then you'll be obliged if you behave like a stupid idiot.
Now, of course, this is why no person seriously goes to the Flat Earth debate where Sleeping Warrior, Arwen, and Nathan Oakley and Quantum Eraser hang out every day for hours. No serious person goes there. Professor Phil tried by pulling Sleeping Warrior out. I did a video on that a few days ago. Really good video. It's pinned to the top, I think, of my channel. You should watch it if you haven't seen it, because he's an actual professor that sat down with one of the members sitting next to him as he's yelling. You'd think one of them would speak up and tell him not to treat people like this. Don't talk to her like that. Don't say these things, you know, just try to speak. Don't scream. This makes flat earthers look horrible. It makes you look like more than religious fundamentalists. It makes you look angry and violent about defending religious belief here. And, you know, you're running a show about science and debate, but None of them speak up. None of them care. In fact, Arwen, Quantum Eraser, and Sleeping Warrior encourage Nathan when he does this, and they help him with it.
And use fallacy. Is that what you've come here for? Just a masochist? You enjoy me shouting at you?
No, I'm here just to laugh at the bully boy trick.
And that is why they go. A few people, like a guy they call Rumpus and then a person, Brenda, they show up to purposely trigger Nathan and find it funny that he acts like this after they constantly debunk him. It's insane. I don't know how there's a flat earth community that isn't all just trolls and people like authentic intent. I think that's what it is. You've got people like Oakley who are there for money, and Bob. You've got the viewers who are trolls and they are reveling in the trolling that's going on. And then you've got about 20% of the rest that are just people like authentic intent. Because if you wanted me to, and I don't talk about this stuff unless it's really, really necessary, and the authentic intent situation is really necessary. But if you wanted me to, there's like 10 other flat earthers who all have had authentic intent before many different times, and they hang out with Bob and all the others, and it's documented out there by many people.
Yeah, that's what you're here. You're here to be shouted at when you're proven wrong. Yeah, I've had enough of you. Go away and explore your masochistic tendency.
Now, you would think that I could continue exposing them for this behavior from this stream, and I would, but you would probably get tired of his screaming. So I'm going to head to the next stream just so I can exercise to you. This is the daily thing. This isn't something that just happened because Nathan was in a bad mood or whatever. This is literally the daily stream. And we're going to go to... Oh, I missed the part about conspiracy cats. Oh my God, you have to hear it. So he goes crazy about conspiracy cats here for a bit. Which one did I close? Let's hope it's this one. Yep. All right. 53.
Systems has a rebuttal. Where'd you get the pressure in the first place? There can be conspiracy.
Now, this is going to be... let me rewind. Let's go back. Wait.
Cats. Be an anti... Who cares? On your...
Okay. So this is religious fundamentalism combined and multiplied by an extreme measure of Dunning-Kruger effect, like before, and cognitive dissonance, but add in jealousy of conspiracy cats, and you've got this.
Your side of the argument, no less.
Who cares?
Who cares? You're saying I'm begging the question, and my rebuttal is to say no. That would be an antecedent consequent relationship. And then, again, I'll quote conspiracy cats. Quote, without the container...
I want you to focus on how triggered his voice is, because this is every day, at least 20 times an hour in a stream.
There can be no pressure. So you talking about pressure systems has a rebuttal. Where'd you get the pressure in the first place? Because, quote, without the container, there can be no pressure, end quote.
Now, some of you already know the answer to this. If you've taken any science at all, you'd say, well, that's easy, gravity. But they don't accept gravity here. They won't let you talk about gravity for some reason. They say it doesn't exist, it can't exist, blah, 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 blah. They just won't. And all the things he's saying are very simply expressed. How does the atmosphere have pressure? Gravity. But then again, I don't want to spoil anything. Just make sure you've got that. The answer is literally like third grade again.
Conspiracy Cats 2019. That is the rebuttal. I'd like to hear you tell me again how it's irrelevant or who cares. Let's hear your hand wave.
You're just quote.
He muted her again.
You're quote mining.
No, that was a full quote. That was
actually a full quote. Do you know what? Means. No. Do you know what quote mining? Do you know what quote mining?
Yeah, I know what it is. It is taking a piece of text and then taking only...
I would say it's cherry picking combined with quote mining, but I wasn't there,
slight
so.
fragments of it to put the whole thing out of context.
Yeah,
that's what that is. This was a full quote,
man.
That's not quote mining.
Yeah, as an example, if you were to say have a full sentence that said something like, gravity kind of seems a bit like a force, and then a comma, and then it went on to say, but it absolutely and under no circumstances is a force. and then you were to take the first section that says, oh, well, gravity kind of is a force, and then just put quotes around that, that would be quote mining. An example kind of like that can be found from someone called Rumpus, who did precisely that, quote mining. Me, on the other hand, I'm not quote mining. I am just quoting Conspiracy Cats 2019, quote, without the container, there can be no pressure. Now I'm asking, given that, quote, without the container, there can be no pressure, end quote, Conspiracy Cats 2019, where did you get the pressure in the
gravity
first place? And you say that's irrelevant.
It's irrelevant in this conversation, but wow. So I won't bore you any further. You can see this on Flat Earth debate number 964. That's right. Almost 1,000 times they have got together and gotten science so wrong and yelled at each other. Well, they don't normally yell at each other, though they did the other day. But they yell at anyone who comes in and accurately corrects them and shows them where they're wrong and proves it. All the debunkers have already gotten their stuff together. They know what their rebuttals are going to be. You know, we won't listen to you unless you have the scientific paper that goes along with it. The debunkers have started bringing the scientific papers with them. Sleeping Warrior pulls it up. He goes in and says, finds something and vaguely tries to misinterpret it, and then Nathan takes the misinterpretation and goes crazy with it until he starts yelling and screaming once he realizes that, obviously, he's been debunked. But then again, I've got more for you. Only a couple more out of this one, just to stress to you that in number 965, the same thing happens, and you would be hard-pressed to find a single stream that is not packed full of this insanity. We're going to go to 1250. I think it's 1250. I hope it's 1250. Okay, I'm a little ahead, so let me go back to right around, we'll go to 1230.
Drone, helicopter, aeroplane, traveling through an inertial reference frame, and you, underneath it in a separate reference frame, observing it deviate because you're rotating underneath. So
once again, this is the Dunning-Kruger effect, a very high degree of it, multiplied by religious fundamentalism, and I'm showing you the points where Nathan hits critical, what was it again? I forget, a critical cognitive dissonance.
Sod all to do with retaining velocity and everything to do with having two frames of reference, one that spins underneath the other.
Exactly. And Zanuck is wrong because he confused a lot of people yesterday when he said there's only...
He confused them. This is nothing but pure peak confusion. That's all this stream is. It's constantly
one reference frame. Immediately you leave.
You guys are confused all day, every day. That's why people watch you. Literally, it's the Jerry Springer and, mixed. It's the Flat Earth community's Jerry Springer. And I don't even know how, because most of the Flat Earth community's like that.
Leave Earth. You're in another reference frame.
Oh my God, it's so funny because he holds up a teddy bear and then he starts doing this. He's got a picture of him holding up a teddy bear and then he starts doing this.
Correct.
Here it comes. So his Dunning-Kruger effect and his religious fundamentalism is about to hit peak cognitive dissonance, and then a breakdown occurs.
Period.
Yeah, I explained this to my wife this
There's
morning.
no such thing as not being able to leave reference frames.
Yeah, it's total nonsense. If you jump up and down, you essentially are travelling up into the inertial reference frame and should therefore experience the non-inertial spinning reference frame of the claim to be spinning Earth. Spin underneath.
Do you see how now you do get it, right? You get how you could have a kid sit down and hear this and pause it and explain how wrong they are. You don't even need an adult. You could have anyone that knows anything about our world or science, and they could sit down and show you how wrong these guys are. But it's witnessing the wrong that's so fun.
Beneath you as you jump. That's what should happen, according to their rhetoric.
Because you're no longer.
According to us, when you jump, the earth should spin under your feet, is what he just said. That's how much he doesn't get it. If you don't get it, you can't debunk it. You know that, Nathan, right? You think you'd avoid these instances. This is all their streams are.
Because you're no longer
It's like you take a bunch of I'm sorry, I'm going to say it. You take a bunch of idiots and you lock them in a room, and they're sitting there bored like, well, I should have the Earth spin when I jump, man. Helicopters should just be able to float up and then land in another country.
Subject to the forces of Earth's rotation.
Right, like the ball that gets kicked and goes through the goal. It's no longer subject to the forces of Earth's rotation, so it travels in a straight line.
But it's also traveling in the atmosphere that's rotating, Nathan. So, what are you talking about, bro? He's got it so wrong. He doesn't understand Coriolis effect to any degree, but if you say that to him, he will flip out, dude.
As Earth rotates underneath, according to Neil deGrasse Tyson, moving the goalposts underneath the ball because the ball left the claim to be spinning ball Earth.
No, that doesn't... Dude, the atmosphere also rotates. Everything's rotating, not just the Earth and not just the air. All of it is.
So
I would explain Coriolis right now, but there's no need to. I've done it before. I know you guys get it, so whatever. We'll just let him keep going, but wait for the cognitive dissonance to hit critical mass. It's coming up.
You jump up and down, and you should experience landing in a different position, not because you've jumped forward, you've just jumped up. But the ball that's supposed to be spinning rotates underneath you. That doesn't happen though, does it? And it doesn't happen to a drone, it doesn't happen to a helicopter, and you don't get your 1.5 hour flight time from Charlotte to LA because Earth's rotating underneath that either. In fact, nothing exhibits this deviation.
It's almost like crazy that this is how this dude thinks. I've come to the conclusion that he gets incredibly stoned before every show, but I have a little bit of extra knowledge there and I can't prove it, so I'm gonna tell you my opinion based off some rumors. He just gets really stoned before every show and he gets super confused because he's so stoned. And I always say, if you want to smoke and it's legal for you to smoke and all that, do it, do your thing. Just don't get to this point. When you feel yourself, when you're mentally getting to this point, just go back a little bit with it, like roll it back the tiniest bit.
Which is why we spend all bloody day arguing about angular velocity being retained.
They spend all day arguing because they think that a plane, when it flies and leaves the Earth, it should not all of a sudden it's not going to go with the atmosphere, even though the plane's flying in the air. I mean, my goodness, dude, this is elementary school errors being made, and then they get angry about it.
When they're supposed to be arguing for seeing a deviation that simply is not there.
Yeah, and Adam Meakin brought up a really good point on Ranty's show yesterday, using your example.
I don't believe anyone brought up a good point on Ranty's show, and I know no one brought up a good point using his example.
Your example is that a hovering helicopter is covering a larger circumference than a helicopter that's sitting on Earth. But what they're going to say to you is that the rate of acceleration that hovering helicopter is subject to is so minute that you're not going to see it. That's what they're going to say, just to dig themselves out of the hole.
Well, there's two problems with that. Number one,
dig ourselves out of a hole. They think we have to dig ourselves out of a hole or something. It's
on it, and it's about 40 miles per hour difference. Not insurmountable. That's the first thing based on the mathematics that Adam roughed together, so I don't want to be held to that. He might do it in a more thorough way when he's not drunk and come up with...
Okay, let's move on. 24 minutes. Let's get through this because this is the end of the show. Let's get this done. 24 minutes. Let's see what we got here.
Arrived there. Second, no mention of the atmosphere lockstep. Did you notice that in all the quotes?
Yeah.
Because they're not dumb. Right? There's no intermolecular bonds between gases. Gases aren't attached to themselves. They definitely aren't attaching to anything solid. It's ridiculous. East, north, and south winds implode that Elmer Fudd nonsense.
East, north, and south winds prove that the Earth isn't spinning. All right, what's our next one here? This is called the Flat Earth debate, y'all. This is supposed to be the best minds of the Flat Earth here.
So, it could also be a ball, not just the pendulum. In the example of a roundabout, so I'm going to juxtapose it with a roundabout. No longer spinning ball Earth, just a roundabout that's spinning also, like the Earth is claimed to spin. Well, when you throw the ball, like the pendulum... Yeah, you little bitch. Wait till the devastating example has finished, fundy bitch. So the ball, like the pendulum, that's also in the inertial frame of reference, isn't it, Zanik? Yes, Nathan, it is. That's right. You understand this really well, don't you? That's right. Yeah, I do, Zanik. Yeah. So the ball is...
Now, of course, I included this clip because Nathan has literally started to lose his mind. It's sad, but it's gone. His mind's gone. And now he's started to pretend he's talking to the people who debunk him because he's muted them, kicked them, and yelled at them so much they don't come back anymore. So he started literally mimicking them and pretending like he's talking to him. He's gone crazy.
It's like the pendulum.
One more time. We get it clear.
Yeah, I am clear. The ball, the pendulum, the drone, the helicopter, the aeroplane, they're all travelling in a straight line through the inertial frame of reference. Separate. Not the same. Separate from the claim to be spinning ball Earth. That's right, Nathan. You're really clever. You get this really well, don't you? Yeah, I do, yeah.
Oh, hold on. I'll let him respond to himself. Hold on.
Yeah. So much so, I'm gonna rape you with it. That's right, Zanik. Yeah. So the ball and the pendulum.
Knock yourself out. Let me bend over. Go ahead. Give it to me, Nathan.
Yeah, I will.
Okay. We're skipping ahead. It's getting really dark over there, guys. It's getting bad. It's getting dark. It's creepy. It's crazy. With everything going on and everything else going on in the Flat Earth community, you'd think they wouldn't go there, but they went there. Next up, we only got 2 more, so let's get through them.
As soon as I start the question, he can't stop me. Go on, do it. Go on. I'm going to start again. 3, 2, 1, squirm. So, you claim the ball and the pendulum and everything is all part of the spinning frame of reference. So the
now you get it.
Pendulum spinning and the ball is spinning, is it, Zanik?
Yes, everything is spinning.
So the pendulum...
He got it. Oh my goodness. He's finally going to wake up, stop doing the show because he realized the truth, right?
Swinging back. Go on, squirm. Go on. Go on. You were about to squirm while I said that the pendulum, which is swinging back and forth and not deviating, moving in a straight line, is now claimed by Zanik to be spinning in a spinning reference frame. That's not what pendulums do, Zanik. Do you not understand what a pendulum does, you fucking retard? I'll repeat my question. Given that you have stated that the pendulum is all...
Now I know. We got to get this done. Is that the last one? We've got 1 more. This is it. All right. So, for this segment, we've just heard the religious fundamentalist Nathan Oakley, who is multiplying all of his religious fundamentalism by the Dunning-Kruger effect in massive numbers. He has hit, every time that he's hit peak cognitive dissonance, you've heard the clips from just his last stream or 2, and this is the last clip I have for you. I think it's the most extreme clip, but then again, you all get to kind of make up your own mind there. Let's finish this out. Here it is.
That's not spinning, but what he'll do is tell us about what we see it appear to do from the non-inertial frame. You've already been rumbled, you squirming little fundy bitch.
I think you got it.
Yeah, I've got it. I rumbled you yesterday, Fundy.
That was hilarious, by the way. You know,
yeah, me rumbling you, catching you. You can only tie this to what we observe. George, shout out to you, George Netting, you stupid old bastard, telling us about how it's all about what we observe in capital bold type. You stupid, senile old bastard.
Well, guys, thanks for hanging out. I'm heading to D-Live to get my post-stream, my after show going. We like to watch videos over there. We like to hang out, and I talk to the chat a little more over there, and we just have a good time. So you're invited, dlive.tv/UNIRocktv. Unfortunately, this is what the Flat Earth has devolved into. Now, if you would rewind back to when I did my Kicked Out of Flat Earth series, on each Flat Earther, I did Jaren and Bob. I did one with Nathan Oakley. I did one with Morgile. I did a Kicked Out of Flat Earth with all these different people. I told you back then that because of the Behind the Curve documentary, that them exposing that when these guys are recorded by documentary filmmakers, literally shown to be fudging the experiments, you know, lying about the experiments they do and the data that they put out. And that combined with the presence of the debunking community coming in and showing, look, you can sit and talk about your belief in the flat earth all you want, but when you start trying to put out fake facts, fake experiments, and fake things and lie to people about it, then we're going to step in and debunk you and make sure that you have something pushing back. All that combined together has turned the Flat Earth community into what you just witnessed. I'll go ahead and turn off member-only chat. And I apologize. I try not to turn on member-only chat, but when I have a bunch of trolls in the... when we get trolls, I just turn it on. It lets the people that like chatting here have the option to, and it stops the trolls. Back to what I was saying, though. I did predict this would happen to the Flat Earth community, and it's only going to get worse. Some of you are going to say it can't get any worse than this. You've got the new... Oh, by the way, we've got a new word. So any Flat Earther who does what Authentic Intent did, we're just going to say that they have authentic intent. We're going to take the name of his channel and label everybody who does what he does, if you get my drift. We're going to label that authentic intent. So in the future, if another Flat Earther, because there's already been like 11 of them that have had this happen, have a authentic intent moment, we're just going to start labeling what they are. I think you're going to say can't get much worse because of authentic intent. And Nathan Oakley, with this happening every stream, all stream, nonstop, right? It will get worse. These guys will get more and more and more extreme. So what do I predict will happen? I predict that they will eventually lose their channel, the Flat Earth debate. I think that YouTube, for those of you that don't know, YouTube has been getting really extreme with demonetization and getting really extreme with being able to use an algorithm. One thing that algorithm does now is detect facial features to be able to decide if you get demonetized or not. And if it thinks you've been angry a lot and things like that, it could demonetize you. These are new pieces of data that are coming out recently. I think that trend of YouTube deciding to demonetize things and take away searchability, take away monetization for negative, nasty, the type of stuff you hear on the Flat Earth debate, and I think it's only going to get worse for them. I think Nathan starting to say things about how he's R-ing people. He's been doing that a lot more lately. Like, the things he says have gotten very extreme, and eventually somebody's going to report those. I'm not. You guys aren't, but somebody will eventually want to troll him and go report where he says that stuff, and then they're going to just strike him and take his stuff away. When it comes to authentic intent, I think eventually there'll be enough if, now I'm only saying this because, like I said, no one else has talked about the authentic intent stream other than me, Question Everything, and then the IPS guys. So if we're the only people that talk about it, authentic intent might get away with doing what he does forever. But I think more people will talk about authentic intent to some bigger audiences. And once those audiences know about that, I think it'll drive authentic intent into the underground. I think he'll eventually give up and bail out. I don't think he'll be deleted because he keeps his stuff cleaned up. Other than what I described, I just have that prediction. He'll eventually kind of just take off, run away, or maybe he'll disappear for a little bit and come back, disappear for a little bit and come back. Who knows? But in the very least, that's my prediction for this. Other Flat Earthers, well, they've already had their audience start to wake up en masse. What's going to happen to the debunking community, right? What's going to happen to the community of people that make Flat Earth debunking videos? Pretty soon, they're going to be forced to move on to other subjects. I think so. This is one of the most interesting subjects out there, to watch these guys think that they're so smart when they're provably not, which is the Dunning-Kruger. I might as well do that real quick. Dunning-Kruger effect, unskilled and unaware of how difficulties in recognizing one's own incompetence led to inflated self-assessments, which means you're not an expert. You really know absolutely nothing about the subject you talk about, but when you talk about that subject, in order for Dunning-Kruger to apply, you have to act like you are. So basically, you're so stupid, you're so dumb, you're so uneducated, you think you're so right, your ego's so big that you act like an expert, call yourself an expert, you think you're smarter than a physicist to the point where, you know, you get it so wrong constantly, you become a key example of the Dunning-Kruger effect, yes. That's 100%. I lost my train of thought there, but you get what I was saying. I wanted to make sure I explained that. And the last thing I said I'd do was help authentic intent with one thing, which is proving whether the earth is spinning or not. And I can do it right now, really quick. So I'm going to absolutely destroy the flat earth. 1 second, please. Damn it, play the song, Busy. Give him a song to listen to at least. I'm almost done, but damn. These are Professor Dave Explains videos on the flat earth. These three. Response to Globebusters. The earth still is not flat. His other one, the earth is definitely not flat. And his third one, the 10 things that all flat earthers say. Combined together, they have 1 million views. In fact, they have more than that, almost 2 million views. He had to delete that one and then re-upload it. So there are 2 million views represented on these videos up to now. In these 3 videos, the first one, the earth is definitely not flat, Professor Dave is a professor. He's been making videos that teach people science, astronomy, all these, even politics, even, I mean, any subject. And he uploads very complex, very well done videos teaching people things that you would get if you went to college, if you went to school, if you paid for a class. And he uploads it for free, and he's been doing it for a very long time. I was subscribed to him when he had low subscriber numbers, because it was just one of the best channels out there to get this type of any video on. I like watching his stuff on history. He's got some on ancient history that are just excellent. Anyway, though, Professor Dave Explains is a professor that stepped up and realized that in his astronomy playlist, he could do a video that showed how the earth isn't flat, and it's easy to recognize how it's not. And he did that video. Now, it was only, I think, like a month or something later that Globebusters found his video, and they went live, played his video, invited him to come, and they were very rude to him. They basically shit on him, laughed at him, put him down, and insinuated that he wasn't a professor. Everything that every flat earther does to any trained person, that's that Dunning-Kruger thing I told you about, and got it so wrong that he made another video, which was his response to them responding to him. And in that video, he slayed not only the Globebusters, but he completely slayed the flat earth. There's no way you can watch these 3 videos and come out the other side still believing that the earth is flat. And if you're a flat earther, I challenge you to. You could lie to me in the end. You'll probably watch them, and maybe some of you will come back and leave me a comment. I still believe it, and I watched all those videos, UNIRock. But 1, I bet you didn't watch them if you do that. 2, I bet you're lying if you do. He doesn't leave any stone unturned. Every one of these things. And in fact, I hope Professor Dave does this more often. There's nobody more qualified. And every once in a while, Professor Dave, at least once a week. How about once every 2 weeks? You take something that's anti-science and you do a video that smashes it, because the debunking community needs professionals like you who are actually in the colleges teaching these things to step up and help us out. If you are a debunker, watch his videos. Watch them over and over again. I've watched this one like 4 times. It's that good. Let me give you a brief example. Don't strike me, Professor Dave. I've gotten you at least 1,000 subscribers in the last 5 months. Don't strike me. Please.
Hey everyone, this is going to be a pretty different video from what I normally post. If you're from the Flat Earth realm, you know what this is about. If you're one of my regular viewers, I'll fill you in as quickly as possible. Last week, I posted a video about how we know the Earth isn't flat. This was really just to reinforce and contextualize some lessons from earlier in my astronomy playlist. I figured I'd get a few trolls, nothing major, but instead the entirety of the Flat Earth community descended upon it with a vengeance.
Now, Authentic Intent thinks he's some big shit, doesn't he? Doesn't he? He thinks he's this big dude, doesn't he? He thinks he can go around college campuses telling people that the Earth's flat, huh? Every flat earther out there, especially Authentic Intent, I double dare you. I challenge you. Get over to this video. Globebusters played the entire thing live. The whole thing, and he didn't strike him. So you don't got to worry about your channel. Get over to this video, and Dave, don't get mad at me, bro. I'm trying to, you need this. You can make a response video to them when they do this. Get another 1 million views, dude. That's a couple $1,000 in your pocket. I'm trying to pad your bank account, Dave. Go over to this video and address everything said in it, and do it accurately and correctly, and don't move on if you can't. In fact, any of you out there who have not, you don't have to react to the video. You can just take what he says, write it down, and address it in your own video. Respond to this video if you're a flat earther. Ignoring it shows that you're faking. You're all fakers. These videos have been sitting here 100% smashing the flat earth community for all this time. Del from Beyond the Imaginary Curve is ignoring it. Poo Poo Word is ignoring it. P-Brain is ignoring it. All these idiots are ignoring these videos while still sitting on their channel. Nathan Oakley and Quantum Eraser and all those fools are scared of Professor Dave's videos because he completely dismantles the flat earth. So, you know what you need to do? You need to start tagging on the YouTube comments and out in the YouTube community. When you see a flat earther, or when you see anyone with a flat earth tweet, you see anybody posting a blog about flat earth, take the link to this video and reply to it. Change their mind. Show them they're wrong. Fix the propaganda that these people, these liars, have put into their heads. Show them that they can sit and lie to you about stuff, but you can actually go out and see that they're lying and prove it. I mean, my God, I can only go through parts of it. I'll only go through parts and show you. He completely dismantles the Coriolis shit that Nathan and Quantum Eraser act like they win arguments with all the time. So they're not winning arguments. They're just faking. And here's you can watch this to find out how. He completely goes into the whole weather pattern thing that Jaren tried to use over and over on his channel and dismantles it. He goes into the night-day cycle. He shows how, yes, astronomy is an observable, testable science. It's not science like they say it is. It really is astronomy and all the sciences, mathematics that they say aren't. Professor Dave proves that they are and how they are. He goes into complex observations. He literally explains Coriolis completely, even the whole thing about the bullet flying out. He talks about how you can test it for yourself. He talks about how flat earthers always use this image, even though it's ridiculous. He talks about frames of reference, absolute motion. I mean, shit, dude. He's the one I stole the Dunning-Kruger thing from when I was making fun of Oakley a minute ago. He talks about Antarctica. He proves this thing about Antarctica is all fake and is all bullshit. Every single piece of the flat earth puzzle is systematically, completely destroyed. And then he does another video. From the comments section of this video, he takes the top 10 things that they say prove the flat earth and goes in and dismantles them completely. Even more than that, Bob the Science Guy did this excellent video that I have to tell you about. I think he did it tonight. So, Sleeping Warrior tried to do an experiment with an egg. So what did Bob the Science Guy do? Being a scientist, he peer-reviewed Sleeping Warrior's experiment, showed that it's complete bullshit, that he lied throughout it, fudged things throughout it, misrepresented things throughout it, and didn't even measure buoyancy throughout it at all, even though he claimed to do so. That's right. He got buoyancy so wrong, Sleeping Warrior, in his experiment, that he measured the wrong thing. For God's sake. All of these videos completely dismantle it. So before Authentic Intent and all these other people stand up and keep trying to go around flat smacking, before Nathan Thompson gets up there and bounces his ping pong balls, and before Nathan Oakley can debate and insult and put down and yell and pretend to be right and then mute people and kick them out, they would have to be able to go through these very simple scientific points and actually respond to them accurately. Okay? They can't just respond and then ignore it and walk away. Because once they respond, they're going to be wrong in their response like they always are. And people like us will stand up and show them, hey, that's wrong, try again. They'll never be able to prove they're flat earth. I'm a conspiracy dude. I have a channel. My first channel, I talked about conspiracies all the time. At least I respected my subscriber base enough to be able to tell them when they were wrong, when they were assuming things, when they were, getting things so... when they were being propagated and lied to. I cared about my subs. I would straight tell them when they were wrong. I actually tried to help them. And yeah, a lot of them got mad and ran away because I was a shill, right? I was a shill destroying their hopes and dreams of conspiracy crazy goodness. But the reality of it is we're not shills for telling you when you're wrong. We really are helping you, and we're trying to get you out of that cycle of letting these deceitful, evil people out on the internet continuing their evil behavior like Authentic Intent is, or like Bob is with his money, and Jaron with soaking money out of you. We're trying to wake you up so that you at least see what really is going on. The conspiracy is being played on you. All right, I'm heading over to the after show on DLive, dlive.tv/UNIRocktv, a growing platform that is blowing up, and it's just doing so good. If you're not there, those of us that are partnered with DLive can offer you transcoding, which just means that when you watch us, if your internet signal dips down, it'll try not to buffer out, and it'll try to lower your signal. Even that's over there. So it's a great viewing experience. It's smooth. It's great. Come over and hang out with us if you want. If not, I hope you'll decide to stop by tomorrow. We're going to get back to comedy. We're not going to talk about Authentic Intent anymore, which is a very shitty subject. It's very depressing to talk about how this 35-year-old freaking man is doing this to these kids and Karen helping him. It's just sad. So we're not going to talk about that tomorrow. So I hope to see you there here on UNIRock 2 tomorrow. If you like what you saw, make sure you subscribe. Hit the like button for me, people. You could join the channel if you want to. It's not required. It just helps out. And I'll see you on DLive in just a minute. UNIRock out. Oh my God, I almost forgot. Hey, Dell. Dell didn't take my challenge, y'all. Dell thinks that he can sit and stream over on Behind the Imaginary Curve without taking the UNIRock challenge. He still can't describe the day-night cycle, the Terminator line, and where the moon and the sun and the earth is. But he thinks he can sit and talk about flat earth without doing it. Dell. Oh, Dell. I'm going to go watch me some conspiracy cats tonight. See you on DLive. Who talked about me, Busy? Fat Rat talked about me. Who's Fat Rat? Oh, Pratt? Who's Pratt, bro? I don't even know who you're talking about, dude. He was, but what? Some dude was talking about me again? Huh? I don't know who he is. I don't, dude. What, have we criticized him before? How many times? Damn. He must be really forgettable, man. He must just be really freaking forgettable. I don't even know who you're talking about, man. Pratt, huh? Let me look him up. Pratt. I can't find him. Well, we'll do it later, Busy. I don't have time right now. DLive.tv/UNIRocktv.